What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. Sorry I was a little bit late. Something was going on with my microphone, but we're here now, and we're about to have some no holds barred conversation on Nicki and Megan, and if this beef even makes sense. If you're a hot, hold on, I told you I was having sound issues. If you're a hottie, if you're a barb, it's cool. Either way, we're gonna talk about it, and the link will get dropped. It's open panel, so I don't even know what's about to happen.
I was listening to Make It Make Sense. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Thank you.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Sense Mims, who a lot of people have been asking to be on the show.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big Mims.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all. So this is some crazy stuff. Today, as soon as I saw this, I was like, we got to talk about it. Hiss went number one. Now, for me personally, I like the song. I definitely I actually support both ladies. It's hard because rap beefs exist. And Megan wanted us to know how many achievements she actually had with this song. Do I think that Nicki's going to come out about it? Yes, I definitely do. Do I think that Nicki has a reason to be upset with the Grammys? I definitely do. Do I understand Nicki Minaj fans being upset with the Grammys? I definitely do, but we're going to get into all that before I drop the link. Shout out to Victoria Monet, who definitely came out swinging. That lady has been working hard in the industry for a long time. Shout out to Megan for getting this number one, this first number one. And shout out to Nicki for having her number one album. But with that being said, we got to talk. And we got to talk realistically about what this beef is actually about. Now, like I said, I like Nicki, but this beef with Megan is not about Megan and telling her, take a shot while they were on the set of Hot Girl Summer. This has everything to do with Nicki being at the level she is, lending her support to an up-and-coming artist, Megan Thee Stallion, and Megan Thee Stallion working with Cardi B and having a hit single. And that's not fair to Megan. I think that you have the opportunity to not be around people you don't want to be around. If you feel like Megan was moving funny, you just say that. All of these extra reasons, I don't believe it, to be honest with you. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion made Hot Girl Summer. It was a big track a couple years ago. Megan was definitely the hot new thing. Megan then teamed up with people who I think Cardi feels are the ops. She can do that. There is nothing wrong with artists working with artists. Just because you have beef with somebody does not mean that you have to pick up that beef. In Nicki's defense, though, you can definitely say, I don't really F with you like that. You F with people I don't F with. I don't F with you like that. I don't think it had to turn into this beef. And in all honesty, Nicki was taking shots in Ruby the Sleaze at Megan, at what Tory did to Megan. So it's only fair that Megan respond. But her responding with the Megan's Law definitely took it to another level. So I want to start with that specifically. Okay. Nicki Minaj, Mims, that's not the reason. What's the reason? Let me know. We're going to get into it. I'm definitely going to let you guys come up. I'm definitely going to let everybody come up. Because I know people are going to be on both sides of this, but but okay, let's continue. So when we get into this Megan's Law thing, it goes deep for Nicki, and it is basically Nicki's Achilles heel. Y'all know I'm gonna just give it to you straight. It is what it is. The Megan's Law is and will always be her Achilles heel, but I don't fault her for the first one. Now I want to show you guys this. Let me pull this. Oh, I have it pulled up. I just need to share it. Okay, here we go. I thought I had it. Oh. Okay, here we go. This is where it started. It started with Nicki Minaj backing her brother. Now, I want to say this. As it comes to her brother, we all know what her brother was accused of. But before he was found guilty and all the evidence is out, if Nicki Minaj's blood brother was telling her, I didn't do this, I'm innocent, and Nicki had no idea that he had a propensity for doing that with, underage people, I do not fault her in that sense, like a lot of people do, for backing her brother until the facts came out and they found out that the stuff was very true. That's what I'm going to say. If your family member says, I did not do this, and you choose to stand behind them before the facts come out, then I get it. But that's not why it only got worse with Nicki and the people who she was around. The brother thing, the last time she said she saw him was she went to go visit him after everything came out. And she said publicly the only reason she went to go visit them was because her mother made her. So to me, that says she disavowed him. But then you get Nicki collabing with 6ix9ine, who was also found guilty of something with somebody underage. And this was very well known, but people came out and said that Nicki was after, at the time, 6ix9ine was huge, and it definitely tarnished her brand considering what had just happened with her brother. She is not in any way, shape, or form required. I mean, she should not take fault for what her brother did. If she would not have disavowed him, that would have been different. But then she goes on to do the 6ix9ine stuff, and then people are starting to look at her pretty crazy. But then when we get to her husband, that's a whole nother scenario. If you were not there, it would almost be better if you were quiet about that. I told you I was going to give it to you real. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Nicki Minaj's husband was convicted of taking advantage of a young lady years ago. I think that was like his first stint in prison. And Nicki has since come out and basically said that, I'll let you see. Black Twitter calls out Nicki Minaj for implying husband's accuser is white. Recently, blah, blah, blah. You guys can see this. In a resurfaced clip from Minaj's Queen Radio in 2019, she said something that he was wrongly accused of doing when he was 15 years old, all because he didn't have $7,000 to get himself bailed out. Because we're in your hood and you don't have that kind of money, and neither does your family. And when the alleged accuser wrote a letter to the judge asking to take these recanted statements, she was told that she would go to jail for 90 days, allegedly. She then added, but white is right. And the woman is not white. And it's another thing to take your husband's side on something that you were not there for. So when you couple all these things together, it is definitely a thorn in Nicki's side. So when Megan took that shot, it took it took it took Nicki to another place. Nicki did not, commit any of these crimes, but at Nicki's level of superstardom, what you say and what you do can definitely impact people's view on you. And if it looks like you are cozying up or you are being an apologist to people who take advantage of, underage people and women, it's not a good look. So I told you guys, I'm sure Megan fans are going to be mad. Cardi fans are going to be mad. But when I listen to Bigfoot and everybody calling Megan a hoe, the reason that I think that Megan, if you listen to her, she doesn't care. She tells people, I'm going to take your man. I will say this much as it applies to Megan fans specifically. At some point, you have to start saying that ain't right. The whole sleeping with your friend's boyfriend behind his back, like your best friend, that's not right. Am I surprised that Megan did it? No. If you listen to her raps, that's half of the raps. I'm going to take your man. I'm going to do this. Should she have done it with her friend's man? No. But I'm interested to hear Megan and Nicki fans who are actually comfortable saying, I'm a big fan, I'm a stan, I'm a barb, I'm a hottie, but that ain't right. And that's what I don't see enough people doing. I always look at things from both sides. And I feel like with Nicki Minaj's fans specifically, what Nicki says goes. And I think of any of the fan bases, because everybody has a fan base. The Swifties do crazy stuff. Beyonce's fan base, the Beehive, they do crazy stuff. But I think more than any other fan base, Nicki actually weaponizes hers to a degree that people have never really seen. Nicki's very entertaining. Nicki has a fan base that spans from middle schoolers to 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. But Nicki has, much like the Kardashians, recognized how she can use social media to her benefit to the utmost. And that does lend itself to weaponizing your fan base. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Social media is too powerful. The whole, I might go ahead and mess up Megan Thee Stallion's mom's gravesite. That's too far. That's just way too far. Just saying. I don't like it. Do I think that rap beefs exist? Yeah. Kanye and 50 Cent, rap beef. Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, rap beef. Drake and that one, rap beef. This is where rap beefs go too far. Tupac and Biggie. It goes too far sometimes. And the biggest beef that we've all seen in our lifetime, Aretha and Patty. Aretha and Patty. The gravesite story was fake, though. I don't believe Joe Budden when he said that. I don't, because I started looking through the comment section and I saw Barb saying, when we heading out, whether like I don't believe that, but we'll definitely get into all that. It's too far. It went too far. Yeah. So, shout out to Megan for your number one track. Shout out to Nicki for her track that's doing pretty well. Let's get into the Grammys snubbing Nicki. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Nicki is in pretty good company as it applies to all the people who have not won a Grammy, who people feel are deserving of winning Grammys. I had no idea Jimi Hendrix had not won a Grammy. Tupac Shakur, Demi Lovato, Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, she just won hers. Jennifer Lopez, she don't even sing her own stuff. ABBA, okay, they're classic. Katy Perry, hugely successful. No idea she didn't win a Grammy. Blake Shelton, okay. Sia, like super talented. Selena Gomez, marginally talented. Machine Gun Kelly, I don't care. But I feel like if that woman who whispers on her tracks, what's that lady's name? She's won a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. My bad. Who's that lady who whispers on her track? She has like the green hair sometimes, pink hair other times. Billie Eilish. If Billie Eilish could win a Grammy, Bjork should have won a Grammy. But again, I definitely see Nicki being in good company. Nicki Minaj never won a Grammy. Nicki Minaj, I think, and I'm okay with saying this, Nicki Minaj changed the game for black or for female rappers in general. Nicki Minaj changed the game. Prior to her, you had like, Missy Elliott, but then Missy Elliott took a hiatus and there was really nobody else there. Trina was there. She was doing a little 1-2, but it was not as impactful as what Nicki did. Nicki did pave the way. But I do think that Nicki tries to sun people. And I do think that, and I told y'all, probably Meg fans and Nicki fans are going to be mad. I don't care. I do think that it's not always just everybody else. I went back and did a whole bunch of research today. I knew that, Nicki and Iggy Azalea were a thing, but then I found out that Nicki had subbed her first. Remy Ma and Nicki were subbing each other back and forth. You got Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim, Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. Like, it's a lot. So I do think that I'll be interested to see if any of Nicki's fans come back and say that they felt like maybe, just maybe, she has made a misstep. Maybe, just maybe, at least one of these things might have been her fault. Or if she's ever actually said, you know what, this was my error with this person. I'd be interested. I'm not saying that Lil' Kim didn't pave the way. I'm not saying that Lauryn Hill wasn't a great. I'm just saying in the 2010s, there weren't a lot of female rappers who were taken seriously. And Nicki Minaj changed that. And I'm not a Barb, but I can tell you that for me personally, I thought Nicki deserved a Grammy for her first album. And I definitely thought Nicki deserved a Grammy for Queen. I'm not a Barb, but I definitely acknowledge that this lady is talented. Is she necessarily likable to everybody? No, she's not. But she is likable to her 200 million Instagram followers. And I'm gonna be very curious to see. But anyway, let's go back to the people who haven't won a Grammy. Snoop Dogg never won a Grammy. Jimi Hendrix never won a Grammy. Diana Ross was a surprise to me. I had no idea Diana Ross never won a Grammy. And I want to show you guys this. Here you go. Wait, I want it to get bigger. Here we go. Why isn't it playing though? Okay.
Because she kind of got the short end of, Nicki Minaj's fans think that the whole show is rigged because she kind of got the short end of the stick. So, the Grammy starts at 5 p.m., but they use their X account to announce some of the winners so they can cut down on the time during the show. Well, they announced Best Rap Song and they tweeted out that it was Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice for Barbie World. But then shortly after, the tweet was deleted. And then another tweet went up that said the winner was Killer Mike, Future, and Alan Kane. So the Barbie.
I didn't even know about Killer Mike's album, to be honest with you. Do I think that Nicki Minaj fans have a reason to be mad? Yes, I do. Do I think Nicki's about to come out swinging against the Grammys again? Yes. My only thing, Nicki, is you have a real fan base. You have sold 100 million records. Who cares about the Grammys? That's what I have to say. If you never win a Grammy, you are with the ranks of Diana Ross, who's never won a Grammy. if they don't support you in the way that you feel like you need to be supported because you have, changed the game, leave it alone. You don't have to, like, it is what it is. I think Drake denounced the Grammys and moved on. But Nicki has been able to utilize her fan base and weaponize them when she gets angry about something. Do I think that Nicki will ever win a Grammy? Probably not, because she's been pissing people off. Do I think the Grammys and the Oscars are somewhat of a popularity contest? Hell yeah. Those people have to, like, really, I wouldn't say kiss butt, but definitely have to, what is this? Okay.
Forbes just felt like the Grammys were like trolling her because she's been in this beef with Meg Thee Stallion over the past few weeks.
It's not that big of a deal.
It is a big deal.
The Recording Academy has some intern tweet
The
out.
Grammys have never made this flub before.
This is Steve Harvey.
This is, yeah.
It's not like Nicki Minaj is like refreshing the website. Like, yes, I won.
She's sitting at home watching Meg Thee Stallion's Instagram and Twitter. You better believe she's looking at the Grammys.
You think she's finding out from X and not her publicist, her record label, or anything?
No, she's at home with Kenneth.
Well, he's definitely at home.
She ain't gonna like that. She gonna be coming after TMZ next. Do I think that her fans have a reason to be mad? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that it might have just been like just a minor slip up? Absolutely. But if it was my favorite and that happened and they had never been and this looked like their time that they were actually gonna get it, I'd be mad too. So I'm not mad at the Barbs for that. They didn't started this whole campaign of the scammies. But do I think she needs to stop weaponizing her fan base? I do. But okay, we got some people. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I'm nervous. Anybody could jump in.
Okay, I'll go first. This is Steph Boogie. How y'all doing? I just wanted to say a few quick things. As far as the whole Megan having, doing things, grown things with her friend's boyfriend, I don't think that was her boyfriend, first of all. I'm not sure, but I doubt that was her boyfriend. And I think sometimes some women, pass guys around like men pass women around. And to them, it's okay. I had a situation where a friend gave me permission. I said no. But if I was that kind of person, she would have been okay with that. But I'm not that kind of person. But there's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know if that was really her boyfriend or what's going on. I think sometimes if they had not fallen out, it would not be a big deal, in my opinion, with that. I don't know. And then also with the whole something else I was going to say. Oh, I'm getting old. My birthday is next week. I forgot. Somebody else can go. Huh?
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll be 46 years young. I'm excited.
Oh, wow.
You said 26?
Huh?
You said 26?
We could go with that, yeah.
Oh, what'd you say?
I said 46.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Get you some games.
Oh, what I was going to say was, I'm sorry. What I was going to say, one more thing, is that I think that Nicki missed a really good opportunity because every 10 years or so, somebody comes along in the rap game. I know everybody say, oh, she's the greatest of all time. I'm sorry, I'm 46. So to me, she's not. But to me, like right now, I listen to Rhapsody. That's who I listen to. But I understand how people like Nicki. I've never really, I can't name a Nicki song. She's not for me, but I get it. But I think when she came out, she missed a really good opportunity to take some of these girls under her wings and even start a label underneath, Lil Wayne or whatever, but to be some kind of a mentor. And I wish she wasn't, I wish she would tone it down a little bit and be that person, but you can't make a person something they're not. But it would have been nice if she had did what she's doing for Ice Spice for everybody else, but
she definitely didn't embrace people. You don't have to mince your word. Nicki did not embrace a lot of female rappers. And I've been following Nicki and supporting her since she was putting out her mixtapes. And at first, the only girl that she was really like supporting was the girl from Detroit. What's her name?
Was it who? Not Cash Doll, was it?
No, Dang it! What is that girl's name? She was she had like a low cut haircut.
Try me, girl.
I'm from
Yeah.
Detroit. Yeah, you
Yeah,
talking about
try
Day
me.
Slow, but that's not true. She has what's the girl name? Not Doja Cat. What's the other girl name? Bia. She got a son with
I
Sexy
said
Red.
the person and that
Oh,
was
the
the
first.
only girl that I remember Nicki actually like embracing and stuff.
I didn't know she embraced her. Oh wow.
She embraced Deslo, but it was like one of the only one. But Nicki followed y'all. Y'all probably don't know this about me, but I follow stuff.
Okay.
Nicki kind of followed in Wayne's career path. Lil Wayne popped because in 1 year he did 250 features. There was 1 year around 2007 that you could not listen to the radio without hearing Lil Wayne. If it ain't his track, it was somebody else. And then the next year he blew up with, I think it was the Carter 3. Anyway, Nicki followed suit. Nicki did feature after feature after feature. You would have thought Nicki was already an artist with the amount of features that she did before she ever even had an album. And it catapulted her. But those features were rarely ever with a woman. And
Wasn't she on the
about that.
Wasn't she on the My Chick Bad feature on remix with Eve, Trina, Ludacris?
She was on the original track.
Oh, she's an original?
Hold on, I saw a couple people leave.
I'm sorry.
No, you guys can come back up. I just didn't see you. But yeah, she was on the original track with just Luda. Then the rest of the girls were there.
Oh, okay.
But it was purposeful. She doesn't really work with, but I feel like Cardi embraced everybody. And then eventually Nicki followed suit. I was just surprised that the first, like, you're embracing Sexy Red out of all the people.
But is she embracing people that she doesn't feel like as talented as she is? Like, I'm not saying that Cardi and Megan are not are more talented, but they have more. It's more of a chance of them being bigger or just as big than a Sexy Red and an Ice Spice. I'm not gonna buy Sexy Red or Ice Spice, but I will buy Cardi and Megan.
And now you understand her motive that she has had during these last few years.
Hold on, really, really quick. I'm looking at it. It says Ludacris, My Chick Bad remix featuring Diamond, Trina, and Eve. Nicki was on the actual My Chick Bad song. So it was Ludacris and My Chick Bad, and then it was Ludacris, My Chick Bad remix with Diamond, Trina, and Eve. Nicki was on the actual song, not the remix. Doesn't mean she wasn't in the video or whatever.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Mims, about your thoughts on that?
I interrupted
I'm sorry.
I interrupted him.
I apologize.
But yeah, what I was going to say is that, when it comes to Nicki, I have peeped her game these past 10 years. Well, it's been over 10 years since she's been out. And literally, if you go back, if you watch those old Breakfast Club videos that they did with Lil' Kim, everything Kim said about that girl has all come to light. Because back then, when people were still, saying that Kim was just bitter, bitter, and all that stuff, Kim told everyone, she said, listen, this girl wants to be the only one. She does not care about these other these female rappers. She wants to be the female rapper. It was never like that when we were coming up. We all fucked with each other. The ones that we had our beefs with, but we still had a general level of respect. We knew that they had their fans and that we had our fans. But Nicki always wanted to be the only one. And when Cardi came in, when Cardi came in and Cardi took off the way Cardi took off, and no one saw it coming, especially Nicki, that's when you really saw the chip in her armor start to come, because Cardi comes in, she gets the number one that Nicki didn't have at the time. She's getting these awards, and then she starts actually working with other female rappers because Cardi's a girl's girl, and she just wanted to have a good time, and she fucked with people because she liked their music. And then that's when you saw Nicki started to say, okay, well, let me see if I can work with, this person. And she only worked with Megan because Megan was rising pretty quickly, and she said, "Okay, I'm not gonna make the same mistake I did, and I'm gonna see if I can ride this wave." But since Nicki, radio wasn't liking Nicki back in 2018, and that's the reason why Hot Girl Summer didn't really take off. But Cardi, who was hot, and Megan, who was starting to get hot, that's why WAP became the big hit that it was.
It
And
was an
that's what
anthem.
set, yeah, and that's what set Nicki off, because it made her realize, oh shoot, I'm no longer the main girl anymore. And it became fuck Cardi, fuck anyone that messes with Cardi. And from that point on, she's been doing her bitter rants on Twitter ever since. And tell me I'm lying.
Well, I have to think there has to be some type of industry component that we don't understand, because what would have made Nicki Minaj think that she would be the only one in the first place unless there was some executive or someone telling her that at some point?
And
Well,
it
it's a
Because the
worked.
industry has
male-dominated
never worked that
industry.
way.
It's a
No, no, no,
male-dominated industry
no.
in the
If you
first
look at
place.
the late 80s, early 90s, there were a bunch of female rappers. The industry had never worked that way until Nicki came along. There was never just one female rapper that was popular. That was the first time that had ever happened. So I do think that there is some industry stuff going on. The same thing with the Grammys. I was listening to another podcast earlier with a person on there who is actually like a real celebrity, and he was saying like this is all lobbied for. Like they're basically either them or their record company, they're basically buying these awards. It's smoozing with these people, they're throwing parties, they're buying these people gifts. And then it depends on like how many people do you personally know that are in the academy that are going to vote for you because they're your friend. And then also you have to look at who won album of the year. I just finished listening to Killer Mike's album. This is a totally different type of content than what Nicki is putting out. And I think that maybe the Grammys wanted to make a statement like, okay, we see these women over here shaking their behinds, but we're going to give an award to this man who's trying to do something for his community. So I think that there were a lot of political things happening there as far as getting a Grammy. Beyonce's father spoke earlier today, and he said it's the reason why is because of her record label. It's not any of this other stuff that people are throwing out. It's the record label, and they push for who's going to get that Grammy, and they choose for whatever reason. Maybe it could be a myriad of reasons to push for another artist that year that she's up for that Grammy. And that is how it works. It's not just on your merit. There's a lot of personal relationships and feelings and lobbying and money that goes behind these people getting these awards.
Okay,
So,
let's see if we can bridge the gap a little bit. I think that Nicki is one of the most talented rappers, male or female.
Agreed. I agree.
Is there anybody on this panel who feels that Nicki is not talented?
I don't care.
I
for
do.
Her. I never have
I do.
connected with her
She's not
music.
talented.
I've never gotten her. Like I've never really listened to her music because she's never appealed to me. In all honesty, I didn't really start liking Megan until she stopped wearing the colored wigs and the costumes and stuff, because I just don't get that. To me, Little Kim did that. That was her thing. I don't see someone else coming out dressed up exactly like Little Kim, basically rapping the same type of raunchy music. And also people forget that Nicki Minaj amassed this fan base because she was queer baiting. She came out and posed as a lesbian woman, which is why she has so many people following her from the LGBT community. That is how she amassed this fan base. She queer baited. She had a boyfriend the whole time. She was not gay.
Well.
She did, and that's a good point. I was going to ask you that. I think a better question is, between the two, who is more versatile? I honestly think when Megan gets older, as we know the industry does to women that gets older, ain't nobody gonna like Megan because she's not versatile up against Nicki. And I think that's one of the key things that will keep Nicki progressing. She has a versatile fan base. Megan,
Nicki is already old though. Nicki's like 15, almost 20 years older. Nicki is already really past her
You're
time.
making my point. You're making my point for me. So when Megan gets that age, she's not that versatile. What will she be able to do? What will she be rapping about?
Versatility comes from the producers that you work with. Because I think
Yeah.
that raw talent, I think when it comes to just raw talent, I think Megan's very
Megan has
talented.
raw
But
talent
I
I
for
was,
do
sure.
agree
yes,
that
she
she needs to
does.
get away from
She
the
has raw
sex stuff.
talent. And
I
let
Yeah.
the
was,
beat
I
I
drop.
agree
think,
with that 100%.
I think, I think, what's the girl named Nicki? I do think she's a little gimmicky. So, and I hear what you're saying as far as when they get older. And I will say this: I'm not a fan of Nicki, but I also think I'm an older person on this line. And so I'm not Nicki's demographic. When she came out in 2010, when I was 30 something already, like I'm not her demographic. I'm a little Kim girl. Like I'm little Kim. I'm not tonight, ladies' night, Aaliyah, little the brat. That's my video. All those girls in that video right there are who I like. So in my opinion, I think Megan is a little more when it comes to rhyme and stuff. Yes, she may not be able to do all the extra stuff, but I think her are less gimmicky than Nicki, so she may have a little longevity as far as concerts, as far as nostalgia. Once Nicki is done, once she can't wear the color wigs anymore, once motherhood kicks in, she can't do some of the same things she does. That's why this beef fell flat because she's a 41-year-old woman trying to beef on this
With a
level. It doesn't look good.
26-year-old girl, right?
Right.
Hold on, really, really quickly, because this is exactly what I was talking about when you weaponize your fan base. So
Yeah.
we are now having a conversation about rappers having to change the cadence in their flow, and
Right.
that being the above all end all to a rapper's longevity. Let me just
Oh
say
no,
this.
ma'am.
No,
I
hold
know
on,
you're not
No.
saying that.
hold on 1 second. Not you, but this is one of the
We
things.
people argue about that on podcasts all day, every day. They say it about what's baby girl, and she's I
But
think
I'm not.
Doja Cat.
I'm
They
not
say that
talking.
she
I'm
they
not
say it
talking
about
about.
Janine
Hold
Aiko.
on, hold on,
Like,
hold on. That's not what I'm saying. Hold on, real quick.
cause I'm like, wait a second.
Um, what I'm saying is Snoop Dogg had the same flow. Tupac
Mm-hmm.
had the same flow.
Yeah, yeah.
Biggie Small
Mm-hmm.
had the same flow. Who's she's the only other woman to win best out. Lauryn Hill could sing and rap, but Lauryn Hill's cadence was the same. Nicki has this
Mm-hmm.
thing where she can not only, she has an original type rap, but she can also mimic other people's cadence and go, and that is one gift for her. But just saying that one person not having the ability to do that does not make them viable in the industry. To me, that sounds crazy. Joe Budden
I
has
can't hear.
the same rap.
Oh, I don't
You
know
know what I
if
mean?
that's what people were talking about. Megan's topic that she raps about is a lot of very raunchy,
No, Callie,
sexual, and I do think
Callie,
that needs
Callie,
to
hold on,
stop.
That Callie, no, that's not. I have been going through all of the comments. I have been doing my research.
Okay.
They feel there is a section who feels like because Nicki can do all these extra things on so many things on with so many different like flows and stuff that's what makes her the most versatile. Basically, Nicki raps about being the best and the queen and all that. A lot of the girls rap about dropping it low, twerking it. A lot of the dudes rap about lean and the like. I think Megan's gonna be fine. Do I think that Megan will be around for 20 years? Hopefully. But I don't feel like we should pigeonhole somebody and say because they can't, switch it up and do this that they aren't. Because most people have one flow. Most people can switch up a little bit on the beat, but I don't think that's fair to say.
Can I say something else right quick? Let me say something else. Don't y'all remember? Do you not remember when Nikki did her performances on the Grammys? She put on the worst performance on the
Mm-hmm.
Grammys ever. And
Who?
I'm gonna tell you something, Nikki. She put
Okay.
on the worst performance ever on the Grammy. When those people, half of the people did not clap. They just stood there. You know what I'm saying? She put on the worst performance ever, okay? When you hit the Grammy stage and you want to be up there, you already up there because you on the Grammy stage. The Grammys have recognized you.
Which,
She
Lisa,
put on the worst Grammy ever. And that's why they
Lisa,
gonna snub
what was
you. They gonna
Lisa, what
snub you.
Lisa, what was she
Huh?
performing? What song?
I don't know what the from because I'm on my scene and I'm on my scene because I watch the Grammys every year because music fanatic. And for my thing of it, is I don't like Nicki Minaj music. I think she's a pretty girl. Don't get me wrong, she's very pretty. I like the color hair. Okay, because I love color hair. That's just me. Okay,
She
that's just me.
performed. Okay, she performed in 2012. She performed Roman Holiday. But was it just you personally who
I
didn't
don't
like?
even remember what that song is.
Talking about the was it she was on the American Music Awards. What award show was she on last year where she introduced Pink Friday 2? I think that's the one that she's talking about. Where she
MTV,
just
No, I'm talking
and
about
that
the
was
one at the
actually good.
Grammys.
Because if you
I'm
know,
talking
no.
about I'm talking about the one at the Grammys. She dressed up something like as a pope or something. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
like a
my camera
nun.
went out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
know what she's.
yeah,
Yeah, that
like
she's talking about the Roman one.
yeah. And she did the worst performance ever. Once you give a worst performance at the Grammys, they not gonna let you come back. Now they may
That could be a
nominate
good
you.
point.
They
But
may
you don't have to
nominate
come back
you
to get an
for
award. You don't have
Grammy.
to perform to get an award.
No, but I think that's what she means. Like
Oh,
once you don't
Yeah,
give your all and you get on that stage that they let you on, they're not giving you an award and you got up there and gave them a half-ass performance.
okay. So it
what?
says Nicki Minaj's vulgar Grammys
Yeah.
exorcism angers the
Hmm.
Catholic League. So apparently she did an exorcism type thing in 2012, is what Lisa is referencing.
And it pissed them off
Yeah,
really
and
bad because like they
it
talked about it for a
was
long
horrible.
time.
Yeah, they sure did, and that's what I'm talking about. The Grammys not gonna recognize you. They not gonna recognize you as you do a worst performance like that. They're not gonna do it. I'm sorry. You got to put your all in because you got different forms of music. Listen to you.
Okay, I think that's Trav.
Do
Turn.
y'all
I think
think Jay-Z
Trav. Make
is
sure
gonna
to
mess up Beyonce getting album of the year next year or in the future?
Trav turn
No,
off the.
she doesn't.
Trav,
Not
you
shit.
got some.
Let me tell you
Hold
something.
on, Lisa.
That
Lisa, hold on. Lisa, hold on. Trav, you got something playing in the background. That's the only reason why I muted you. And for the new people who just came in, jump into the conversation.
So I just want to
I
jump in
mean,
real quick and say this is a little bit off topic, but Mims, I really think it's your time to go full time on YouTube. With the whole debacle, I know this is like a sidebar, but this has been in my spirit, so I got to get it out. With the whole debacle and fallout with Fox Soul, there is a huge door open for you. I love your content because you are one of the very, very few YouTubers who is truly objective in your opinion giving. With both sides, you don't take a side. You have a platform where sometimes you allow other YouTubers to come in, sometimes you allow the public. Your platform is really what is needed. It's one of the most balanced out there. So I just want to tell you, I'm a believer. I really have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I feel like it's your time to go full time. And I feel like you would make a lot more money and you would go a lot further because even your personality, you're so rooted. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're rooted. You're rooted enough not to get caught up in all of the hoopla that the industry can give because I live in LA. I'm industry adjacent, and that's as far as I'll go. But there is a huge
You want to give
opportunity.
us some tea on some celebrities?
No, but I just think that it's your time, and just
I
consider it.
But who said that? I hope you ain't talking about me, bitch.
Give it a lot of consideration going full time and doing this because there's a
Your
huge
ugly ass.
Trav, we can hear you. You're not muted anymore. Trav, Trav, we can hear you. I don't think Trav can hear us.
He can't hear us now. Yeah.
Trav is going off on somebody, but he's not talking to us. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I
And as far as the Megan and the Nicki thing goes, if you listen to his and if you listen to Cobra, Megan branched off into 4 different cadences. So Megan has the versatility. I think the reason we haven't seen all that Megan has inside of her is because she's been saving it, because she's been fighting to get out of a bad contract. Now,
Gabor, what is going on? What is happening? We have lost control.
I'm confused that I've been here the whole time.
I'm letting my boy go. He came out there big old laugh. I'm sorry. He came out there.
Okay. Let's double back, y'all. Please finish what you were saying, Megan.
I'm sorry.
Trav, hold on. You got to turn this off in the background, Trav. I don't think he can hear us. I don't think Travis can hear us. What were you laughing at?
Oh, I got that she was saving it. That Megan was saving it.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah,
I'm not playing nothing but the TV.
It keeps
Hey, thanks. Me?
So turn off the TV or mute the TV, Trav.
I'm not playing nothing but the TV.
See, we can hear all that.
All right. Teresa Jenkins, it's time to drop who? Drop your damn mama.
Oh my God. What is happening?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely mute the TV, Trav. Okay. Man. Please.
But
continue.
y'all, as far as Megan, I think that it's not that she can't rap. I actually think Megan is very talented. I just think that she needs to work with some different producers and do different content. Everything cannot be about your JJ. I think that is her problem more than, I mean, obviously Nicki Minaj is not a problem. I mean, all she did was promote Megan's song. Nicki is not doing anything to literally harm Megan's career. If anything, she's making her more famous. But I do think that working with some different producers and just kind of getting some different type of topics to talk about would definitely help her out. And a lot of people forget she was on Sweetest Pie, which was a huge song last year. I think because it was a pop song, people weren't paying attention. But that song was huge.
Y'all don't pay attention to her because it's just not it. Tina Snow is the best album she's had, and y'all don't know about that one.
I do.
No, we do actually.
Gabor,
But
yeah,
no,
I knew Gabor would, but other people wouldn't. People don't really listen to her. Like that's just
Travis was really good. I'm sorry.
No, people do listen to her. That's what I'm telling you. There are
You
people
listen
that
to her.
listen to
You
her, but
listen
I
to
just
her.
think, yeah, I first of all, she got a #1 song. So I mean,
Baby,
let's just
them
be
numbers
real.
isn't them numbers
I
is
mean, and this is not the first #1 she's had. So I mean, to say that people are not listening to Megan, that's not realistic. I just feel that a lot of times the people that connect with Nicki, they on a totally different energy that I don't get or understand because she doesn't appeal to me at all. You know, so I it's like some of this stuff is a little bit like, it kind of feels very dark. You know what I mean? It feels like, okay, it's a lot of like negative stuff going on here.
But when Nicki spit, she spit though. And we can't take that away. When she spit, she spit. When she not being
Again, I
Roman.
never listened to her to see if she did because I didn't connect with her.
But what I'm saying is when somebody is spitting, they spitting though.
That changes your stance though, Callie. You didn't.
Yeah, I don't have any connection with her music.
You didn't connect to her as an artist, so can you really truthfully say that she's not talented because you didn't connect to her personality?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a connection with her musically at all. So I'm not so connected with her music that I can't see that some of this stuff looks dark and it looks very like, I don't know about her. I think a lot of people can't see it because they're connected.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
He's not talking to you, Callie.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, Trav, don't read the comments
at all.
Trav, don't read the comments. Where are you at? Do you like Nicki? Do you like Megan? Where are you at with this?
I don't like none of them hoes.
Oh my God. You don't think that Megan or Nicki is talented?
They all right. They can sell some pussy.
Oh my God.
I'm about to
I
drop
want to say
all
something
types
real
of these
quick
people in the
to the
comments,
lady.
but can't none of them whoop my motherfucking ass. So I'm gonna drop.
To the lady who said that she
I'll
would
check
like to
y'all
hear
out later.
Megan say some different content, listen to her Traumazine album because it was a little different. It was a little more reflective about some things that she had been going through, and it's not as much talking about sex and stuff like that. So if you want to hear some different stuff from Megan, maybe listen to some of her earlier stuff and listen to that Traumazine album as well.
I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah, I
I'm
like the
really hold on one
Traumazine
second.
album. They
Hold on
just
one
didn't
second,
promote it
Callie.
because
Hold
what
on
was
one second.
happening.
I don't
Yeah.
think that we get enough artistry where people are actually talking about mental health. So Cobra might not have been commercially successful, but for me, I appreciated an artist because we don't get a lot of female artists talking about it. Like Juice WRLD, he talked about it and stuff like that. But Megan is one of the first that I actually heard say, I'm thinking of self-harm. Like I can appreciate that in artistry. So I do see a difference there. Is she still going to be talking about her pee? Probably, but I have to give her credit for doing something different with Cobra.
Of course, she's going to continue to talk about it because, like you're saying, the stuff that she was talking about in Cobra, nobody wants to hear that. You get what I'm saying? So, and she wants to make money, so she's going to continue to talk about her pee.
But
I
in
said,
addition
I
to
can
that, if
Feel
we
like
being
there's a
real,
balance.
but in addition to that, if we being real, that was a sympathy play. Like it really was. And I'm not a fan of Nicki or Megan per se, but what I'm saying is she put that out based on what was going on with her. Period. That's
But if
it.
she put it out
How
based
was
on what
that?
was going
How
on
was
with her,
that
maybe that was
sympathy?
therapeutic for her. Maybe
Yeah,
she was going through
Exactly.
things. Cause like if you lost your mom, like, and I related because I lost my mom as well. So maybe
Hmm.
she needs to get that out her system because she's holding that in. Like, why do we? If she's like, if we're saying she needs to be more real and let's talk about her feminine areas, and she does
That's not
that,
what
why
I
are we labeling
said.
it as sympathy play? Like, I don't understand. Like, even
That's
with
not
the
what I
whole.
said. I said she's not as versatile as Nicki. That's what I
No,
said.
but you said that
Y'all
was sympathy
forget
play
Nicki
too.
sings too, right? Do y'all
Nikki
know
don't
that
sing.
Nicki
Nikki
sings?
don't sing on no track.
He
She's
said,
hot.
Nikki,
She's
Nikki.
not no singer.
She
And
don't
that,
sing.
She only got one octave. That's not
one octave. She
singing.
barely got that. It's
Trying
a
to hold on
negative.
to that
Oh,
same
y'all
note. And
tripping.
she been trying to hold to that same note
What
she was
track
holding
so I
on
can
to
look it
back
up
and
right now?
forth.
What she singing?
Exactly.
Some bullshit.
The
And I think
Honestly,
Nikki
these
putting that
people
song, when
are
Megan
from
putting
two
that
different
song out is no
eras.
different
This
than
is
when a girl
almost like
Megan putting that
Yeah,
song
you're
out.
right because
comparing.
they're
Megan
like
putting that
20
song out is
years
no
apart,
different than when
right?
people put songs
Yeah.
about heartbreak and
We
stuff
can
like that. It's no different.
let Q jump in because he hasn't said anything, but we got to talk one at a time, y'all.
I think Megan putting out music for what she's going through is no different than when somebody put out a song about them getting their heart broken or somebody, so it's just simply what I'm feeling at the time. And this is what I want to write down. This is what I want to go to the studio. This is what I want to rap about. Just because it wasn't successful doesn't mean it wasn't something to get off her chest. All music ain't successful. Everything Nicki touch ain't successful. Nicki got one number one hit and no Grammys.
But she actually has 3
and no Grammys. One solo number one and no Grammys. 0. Ain't never going to never.
And it took her how long to get that number one shit show that
20, 25 years? How long she been out in the industry? 25, how long? And you just getting one? Please.
But the thing is this, y'all been letting her get
That's
away with
Queen of Rap.
Y'all been letting her get away with saying that they were her sons for eons. So y'all don't measure the rap girls the same because y'all got 9 years or 10 years worth of nobody's on my level, bow down to me, feed me grapes. I need to take y'all to the vets because y'all my pets. But then when the girls do what they believe that works for them and it's been proven, y'all tired of it. But then y'all not getting to the album cuts. That's not fair because you're just a passive listener of said artists.
She doesn't do well with other female rappers. There's no reason why Nicki cannot have a There's no reason why Nicki can't have a ladies like Little Kim with some real, like, if you consider JT and Akbar with her slow ass up there, some real rappers, then you crazy. Why can't she be out there and embrace other female rappers? There's no reason why. If you really that girl and ain't nobody on your level and you didn't quote unquote take nobody's style, there's no reason why you can't have a song with Remy, Foxy, and Cardi. But the problem
why does she have to?
Foxy won't be able to hear the song.
Because what I'm saying.
Foxy what?
I'm saying
Foxy won't be able to hear the song. So why were you bringing Foxy into play?
I didn't say Foxy. I didn't say Foxy, but I'm saying the reason why she could do it is because it will show that she can work with other female rappers.
But she has worked with other female rappers. That's what I'm confused about.
Her working with JT is not a female rapper. Her working with I am and Slow Spice is not a goddamn female rapper.
And My Chick Bad doesn't count because she was
real rappers who can grab the microphone and go toe to toe.
So I got a question for you, Q, the content guy. I think your name is. How do you decipher who you bring up under your wings, like for your YouTube page? Like, I guess my question is, like, why does she have to do this? And I'm not a fan of her, but I'm just wondering, like, why is that the case?
You saying you're not a fan, but you sure acting like a fan.
Oh, baby, you mad? No, I just hate that everybody. I just hate that everybody be going on.
Order. One at a time, y'all.
When really, Megan and Nicki is one of the same. Like, they both characters.
It's ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous.
Y'all can't keep talking over one another.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm not saying she has to do anything. She can do whatever she wants to do.
Okay.
I'm saying that she does not get along with other female real rappers, is what I'm saying. And I said it would be nice if she had did what a Little Kim had did. If she had did her own versions of Ladies Night. Nicki, for years, has been on top of her game, and we haven't really seen her work with anybody like that. So that's all I'm saying. It will make she looks insecure anytime. You got upset with Megan because Megan went over there and made a hit song with Cardi because she didn't make one with you. So I'm just putting it out there. I don't give a damn what the girl do. She need to go raise her goddamn child and go to AA if you really want me to be honest with what I think about Nicki Minaj. But I'm just if she did a ladies' night with some real rappers, that's it. But if you're not a fan of her, why it matter?
No, I'm not a fan. That's just the facts of the matter. I'm not a fan of either. But what I'm saying is, I mean, listen, we can play that. I don't do all that goofy stuff. I'm not a fan of either. I'm not about to sit up here and argue with who I'm a fan about. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, just be fair across the board. When you look at Megan and when you look at Nicki, they both got character flaws. Clearly, ain't neither one of them girls, because when Meg did to her best friend, that's not no girls behavior. And the shit that Nicki do, is not. Come on,
yo, I will. We have to let Star talk. I can't even take that.
Thank you, ma'am. The stuff that Nicki does is not girl behavior at all either. And if we talk about the men that they dealt with, look at Megan's track record, look at Nicki's track record. To me, they are both one and the same. I'm not a fan of either. Period. They both goofy.
I think that's two different though. Yeah, that's two different.
No, yeah, that is.
It's two different ways.
What Nicki
the men are not that they deal with are not one and the same. Not the men.
No, but I mean, listen, just hear me out. Y'all talking about the stuff that her husband went to jail for, right? But when you look at Megan's track record too, she was with an abuser, clearly.
That's true.
How do y'all think?
She did not marry this man.
Wait a second, but how do you think it starts?
But no,
clearly, both of them don't have the best discernment. Clearly, they both know how the best discernment.
But Nicki Nicki was dealing with Safari. She was dealing with Meek. She went back to this guy, knowing his track record. Megan was just sitting around with this guy. She wasn't serious with him. She's in her 20s. Nicki in her damn near 40s.
Thank you.
But we don't know where Meg gonna end up at.
We marrying somebody that has, but
we can't say that because we don't know.
But the thing is, she's in her. I think we've already said this before, though. She's in her 20s, making life decisions that she can bounce back from. You have somebody who's in their 40s, about to be in their late 40s, that still are making idiotic and immature
and had a child with this man.
41.
and had a
Well,
child
41,
with this man.
entering again, she's past 40 is what I'm getting at. And she's
Mhm.
making choices that seems like they're beneath her juvenile, real junior section. And it's like, okay, you've lived life long enough to know what's going to cause you detriment if it's career, as far as career or in life, period. And
I
it
get that
just
point, but however,
okay.
I think we should probably make something clear. If it's, you know what I mean, one time that you do it, you lay down with somebody, that can be life changing. And the event that took place with her, that's gonna always be on her back. Period. That's not gonna go away.
But
But
she was
what I'm trying to get
a
at was not even
victim.
about the
She
selection piece. I'm not even talking about the choices as far as who she's having in her life. I'm talking about how she carries herself in life and how she carries herself in business is what I'm talking
How
about.
did y'all go from talking about music and one person to a music to talking about what somebody doing in their bedroom? Her
Who got
her
that?
doing this, her doing that.
I'm
We can
Because
hear
good.
you. You don't have to yell,
that's
bitch.
Good night,
crazy.
ma'am.
That's crazy to me.
Bye. Shit.
You know,
well,
you can't compare her music to her back life because all of these rappers
Who's
and all this stuff have backstories. We all
who's
know that. They all have backstories. They all have done things. That don't make her, a bad person. Okay, we all done did things in our 20s that we not totally, proud of. I know I have. We ain't gonna speak about it. But
Amen.
but how you gonna throw this girl that's 20 under the truck and keep saying, "Oh, I'm not a Megan, I'm not a Nicki fan, I'm not a Mickey fan, but Megan done did this, Megan done did that, Megan done did this." Well, what about all the stuff that Nicki done did? She go after people for no reason. She went after Lotto for no reason, like it was Lotto fault that she won a award, and she just start bashing Lotto.
Kimberly,
Yes.
just your volume. Would you just take the volume down just a little? No, Kimberly, no, you don't have to stop. It's just your volume is really high. Kimberly?
Yes.
No, I want to finish hearing what you have to say. It was just the volume was really high. That's all I was saying.
I don't know about this mic on this thing I'm talking on, but I was just like, it was crazy that she kept throwing. I don't think that had nothing to do with you guys' conversation. I like what
Mhm.
Q the
Content guy.
content guy was saying, because but fair is fair. I think it's true. If she would have came out and did something like that, she would have been more likable to more people. But she came out to me one way and appeared one way and then flip flop. That's how I felt, but I think they're all talented in their own way, but why she gotta attack everybody? That's the thing. And this last thing, come on. Did I don't know. I I don't
well,
I
I
listen
feel
I've
that
heard Nicki music and I can say I've heard Nicki music. I remember when Nicki first came out and I thought she was a little Kim clone. And I'll still say that.
mhm.
Because if you go back
She
and drop
is.
some videos and compare her to Little Kim, that's how I felt, But
Yeah,
I feel
look
they all
wise.
have their genre and they roll, just like these men, you know. They all have their genre and they roll. Some of them is harder and we listen to, and some of them is way gone and we leave them over there.
The
Well, I
real
feel like
question
what's
is Nikki gonna
happening.
be on the stage? Is Nikki gonna be on the stage rolling around, standing there, just laying on the stage? All that weight she got up on her now, she just gonna be laying there.
Lord, you know what I feel like what's happening? I
Mims,
think
you
that
on
people
mute.
like her music, and because they like her music, they can't accept that she might just be a
A
bad person
nasty
or a person that
person.
has a bad
Yes.
personality overall. And I do think that her personality is one of the big factors as to why she's not getting that Grammy. I think those people just don't like her. I think she's mean to people. I don't think she's social. I just she just doesn't seem like a cool person. I would never like want to, if I was in a
But
room with her, I would never want to meet her. Like she
but
just
Callie,
doesn't seem like a cool person at all.
but Callie, personality aside, when it comes down to the actual music and you
It
basing
doesn't
it
with the
for a
Grammys.
category, it does not
It's
meet
not like
she does
that.
not need it. I get it. It may be now I'm talking now it may be a personality contest or popularity contest, but again, in those categories, normally your peers vote for that category. So again, going up against her opponents in that category, I don't think Barbie, what's it called? Barbie World, Barbie
They're not going to
Dream.
vote for someone who cussed them out.
But
They're not going to
that
vote
aside,
for
Callie,
someone.
that aside, I'm
You
just
know
saying
what
that
I
the
mean?
song itself did not equate to be the best
That was a
duo.
good song.
Yeah, that was a good song. Now
It could be a good
Barbie.
song, but it did okay.
You
Did y'all listen to
No,
the
I'm
other?
serious. I really do
I'm
think that
not
Barbie
saying that it
World was a
wasn't a
good
good.
song.
I'm not saying it was not a good song, but what I'm saying
Mhm.
against the other options, it probably was not the strongest. It was maybe the commercial strongest, but it didn't meet the meat and potatoes of what that category stands for. Is what I'm getting at.
But when you call me, you call me out in the background. What you mean? You love that song,
girl.
I mean, but y'all keep
But
on.
how does
I'm
it?
gonna
But what does it look like that Nicki Minaj has the most Billboard Hot 100 entries, but she doesn't have not one Grammy?
She not that girl.
But you
Because
said
they don't like
entries.
her. It's a
They
I
don't
think
like
it's a
that. I'm telling y'all.
personality
But
thing.
out of all any female artist, she has more Billboard Hot 100 entries, more than any female artist ever, and she don't got one Grammy.
But a lot of
That
those,
was Jay-Z arguing about Beyonce.
but a lot of
they
those
stay
are
on the
features
chart?
that people really aren't hearing on that level of like worldwide. Like she's like a lot of features with like some underground people and things like that.
Yes.
I thought the Ice Spice song was good. I mean, but compared to what was in the category, she wasn't winning. But I like that song.
I thought the song with Sada Baby was good too. I thought that she was spitting on that Sada Baby song. Whole lot of choppers.
Do white people
Well,
know?
yeah, but see,
Sada
people
Baby?
don't understand. But what people don't understand of it is, I mean, I was like, I noticed Nicki when she performed at the Grand, she turned me off.
Mm-hmm. That was
I'm
because
sorry.
she was trying. That was because
Because
she was trying to. That's because when she at that time she was at a crossroads, and if she didn't know if she wanted to be like Lil Kim or did she want to be like Lady Gaga, and when she got to the Grammys that night, she said she was gonna be Gaga.
But the Gaga thing didn't hurt. The Gaga thing didn't work for her because
No,
Gaga
it was the
got
Il-99 that
Grammys.
didn't work for her.
Gaga got Grammys.
Gaga got Grammys. Okay, it didn't work for her.
Gaga
like
got
I
Grammys. And Gaga
Gaga
got sense.
got Grammys.
I don't
Gaga got
really
Grammys. She ain't got
understand.
no Grammys. And Grammys do not like when you don't put on your out on that stage.
Okay.
You are performing. Listen, what I'm saying. When you are on that Grammy stage, you are performing for different categories of music, reggae, and
She's already a
and you
crossover though.
But
Yeah,
Face,
so
what did we want her to do? Perform open heart surgery?
Yeah,
I mean, she can't.
no,
Only
but
thing
she
she
didn't
could
put
do
on
is
no
rap. She
good
can't dance. She
performance.
can't do nothing else.
She could have did something else. It's a lot of talent be on that stage who cannot
Everybody
dance
has
or
but
who
Face,
cannot
everybody
dance,
has
but
a
they
bad
be
performance.
moving.
But Face, everybody has a bad performance in their career. I mean, so to say that that's why she's not coming back to the Grammys, I don't necessarily think that's true because everybody that's an artist that has had a bad performance, whether it's been at the Grammys or in somebody's backyard, they've all had bad performances.
And she's been
Can I
back
I think
speak?
it's her
since. She's been back since
personality.
the performance.
Can
She just
I
hasn't
speak?
been
Me too.
able
I
to
believe it's her
perform. Yes,
personality too.
Princess.
You gotta jump in.
I
When
really
whoever
do.
said
I can hear you
that,
now.
just jump in, Princess.
Ain't no jumping in because it's all everybody jumped in. It's like 5 people in the row.
No,
Now
you gotta
look,
cut them off. You gotta cut them off.
Aren't you
No,
from
I'm playing.
Chicago?
yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I
But you
ain't
know,
Sada
I ain't got
Baby.
no voice. Now look,
Oh.
when it comes down to it, I am a Nicki fan, I am a Cardi fan, and I also am a Megan fan. So I don't have no, dog in the fight. But it has been known Well, let's talk about the Grammy thing. She's blacklisted from the Grammys. They do a full sound check and a run through of your show, and it is known that they will fire people and replace people on the Grammys the night before. So them people knew what she was doing. It was just the backlash that came after, and the people that were offended is what got her blacklisted because they need sponsors. Now, it is known if you listen to the music closely, Wayne and Drake, her besties have even said that she has a very nasty attitude. There are some documentaries I've watched when she first came out. You can see that Nicki has a nasty attitude, and that is her problem. Megan is on TV with Planet Fitness. She got Cash App as sponsors. She got a whole bunch of sponsors. She is on the Disney Channel with the She-Hulk. She has movie deals. The woman is working. Just call a thing. How many sponsors or things have you seen Nicki on? You don't. Cardi got Pepsi. Nicki should have had Pepsi. Nicki should be doing the Super Bowl, but Nicki can do none of that because she does not rub people the wrong way, and she does not like women. That's a fact. I don't care how many fake things that she does. I love the new song, Freaky Girl, the remix, but she went and reached all the way back to Chicago for Katie Got Bands. Katie ain't done a record and I don't know how long. Look at who she collaborates with. She collaborates with the lessers, with the people that may not have longevity. She fight with Little Kim. She fought with Meg. She fought with Cardi. She fought with Remy Ma. And she's fighting with Lotto about a Grammy. The common denominator is her.
Thank you.
Is there a Barb still in the house? No Barb?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I really think that people underestimate how bad having a nasty attitude can impact your career.
Correct.
And I think that we have this idea that because these people are rich, they're just going around cussing people out and treating them like dirt. In actuality, it's the opposite. Usually a nasty attitude will get you canceled. And if it wasn't for the Barbs, Nicki would have been canceled a long time ago. And just the fact that she has the audacity to think that no one's going to call her out for being married to this man is just like, okay, what world are you living in?
I think that she married that man because she wanted to throw slugs. She wanted to throw slugs at Cardi for not being married. But little did she know Cardi was already married. She just didn't tell nobody. And Nicki wanted to make it seem like, oh, I got married and I had a baby with a husband. I wasn't just nobody's baby mama.
So she settled.
She's not canceled.
Yeah, but this man compared to Offset is
added additional
laughable.
shows to her tour, and we all know touring is where you make your money. I think we throw out the term canceled very frivolously. She's still working. She may not work with a lot of female artists, or she's working with more now, but the woman is still featured on multiple people's albums. She's still charting, and she has 200 million Instagram followers. So
that's because of the Barbs. That's what I just said. If it was not for the Barbs,
you're not listening to what I'm saying. She's not canceled. You can't cancel somebody who has a fan base of 200 million. If Nicki just wanted to do, and I'm not a Barb, but I can tell you, I can see things from both sides. If Nicki just wanted to do what all of these other Instagram people could do with 200 million, she could be making the same money as Kardashians. I'm absolutely sure that people would give their left nut to have Nicki Minaj endorse them with 200 million followers. And that's just a thing as a thing. That's business sense and business acumen. Megan is on the come up, and so Megan does take more gigs, but I can guarantee you Nicki's not hurting in that way, and she's not canceled as long as her fan base stands beside her.
I wasn't saying that she was canceled. That wasn't what I was saying.
He was responding to the chat.
Is she gonna be able to finish the tour? That's what I want to know. She got this world tour, and we've seen a lot of her performances. They've been very lackluster. So I don't know if she got enough dump for her purse, but I hope she can get to
Somebody's echoing. Is that you, Q?
Is that you, Q? No.
Everybody else. Oh, is it you, Lisa?
Everybody else.
Lisa, I think you're echoing. You're the only one not muted.
Is it you, Lisa?
That might be me. I'm
Lisa, I think you're echoing. You're the only one not muted.
come back in, okay?
Okay.
Click me out.
Okay.
Okay.
Q, you were.
I was
and
saying,
is there a Barb in the house who wants to come up?
I was
Is
saying
there
I
a
hope
Barb?
if she can get through the tour, because we've seen her performances. Like she's not putting on good shows.
A Barb, click the link.
Can she finish a whole world tour? Like that's a lot.
I doubt it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of funk
I
she got to
doubt
take
it.
like to finish a long world tour. So that's
I
a
think
lot.
she has no choice but to.
And your
finish
husband
it.
can. I don't know if your husband can travel with you everywhere. So that's another
Of course
thing.
he can.
Good
But
luck.
Nicki's she's never been a performer though. That's never been her thing. She doesn't have that stage presence.
Ding ding ding.
The
Lie
real question I
detected.
got. The real question I got is who taking care of Papa Bear? That's all I'd be concerned about. I'm concerned about the baby.
Probably his grandmother.
Don't do the baby.
I'm concerned. No, I'm concerned about him. I'm concerned about the baby. Your mama out there getting high. Your daddy can't go to playgrounds. I want to know what's going on.
Wait, who
Not
said
the mama getting high. You mean allegedly?
Wait, who said the
Allegedly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody said
Allegedly.
Nicki
My
doesn't have
bad.
stage presence, and I wanted to just say that was a
My
lie.
bad. You ain't got your
She was a
allegedly signed up there. My
musical
bad.
theater kid, and
Allegedly.
she has great stage
Allegedly for what?
For
That
her,
man is convicted.
Y'all know Nicki.
Her
y'all know
brother
Nicki-
is convicted.
Stop, everybody. Somebody said that the mom does drugs. I've never heard that. Tell me where that came from.
I'm saying that we know Nicki be hiding the damn kite when she be doing them Instagram lives.
Allegedly.
You have to say allegedly.
There we go. Allegedly. He can't. I ain't got to say no more. He got it up there. Y'all know Mims. Come on now. You know Nicki be.
How did the mom get in it?
I'm talking about Nicki.
Oh,
I'm
I
talking
was
about
talking
Papa
about the
Bear's
mom.
mom.
No.
Nicki.
Okay, I was like, I
Nicki.
have never heard.
No. I'm saying somebody said the grandmother would watch him, but I'm talking about Nicki herself. You know Nicki be hiding a goddamn high as hell, and I don't know if the father can take the baby to school. So I just want to know who's gonna watch Papa Bear. That's all I'm care about.
We invited 2 more people on the stage. Karina, are you a Barb?
100%. Well, this is the thing. Whoa. So I'm 27.
Okay.
And I think that when at the beginning of the conversation, before you put the link up, you were like, "Oh, Barb's span from like teenagers to like 50-year-olds." I don't really think that's true. I feel like that's more like the Beehive and whatever. I feel like Nicki like real Barbs, we had to kind of stop being allowed about being a Barb kind of around the time she married that man, like, because obviously it's like we're not beating those allegations. Like even before that, there was the brother thing. We were like, okay, well, it's her brother. And I'm not being funny, but I live in England. The Queen, do you see what she did for her brother or her son or whatever? Like her paying for her brother's like law stuff, it wasn't that bad. But then the husband thing was like, okay, like we can't like openly support some of her actions. However, I just feel like a lot of the things that were said on stage, like just before, I think it's without a lot of kind of like background. I'm gonna be honest, guys, and you guys are gonna be surprised about this, but like the Nicki hate train thing was a very, very, very real thing, to the extent that there's a rapper that lives in England, and she was blowing up at the time. I wouldn't say she raps like Meg. I feel like she's more like, I don't know, a bit more kind of street, because that's how people are in London. But she actually was given a contract, and she actually like openly said that, like, yeah, the executives, she was meant to be, I think she was signed. She was signed to a proper record label. I'm sure it was over in America too. And they actually wanted her to go against Nicki Minaj. Like they were literally, there was a whole period where Nicki was saying there's a hate train and she was not lying, like it was the truth. So I just feel like,
really, so that we can get context, you're saying that there was a female rapper who that the industry wanted to come and take Nicki out.
So her name's Lady LaSure, and then you guys can look her up. But basically, she was very vocal about the fact that, like, not only are they asking me to do this, as I'm just kind of starting up in my like whatever, but this is something that she was well aware they were asking multiple girls to do this. And I feel like the time
British rapper, or she's an American rapper?
So basically, here in the UK, right, people get only so big, especially black artists, and they kind of have to cross over to America. So it was like this artist, she basically had already become commercial in the UK, and she was now signed. So obviously things like Sony, etc., they're like across the, whatever. So literally, she already had agents, she had stuff like that, and she wasn't happy with like kind of doing what they wanted her to do. And she was very vocal about the fact that like it's not only a her thing. This is something that she's well aware has been offered to multiple girls. So my point is, I'm not sure exactly where that falls in the whole Cardi B thing, but it's the thing of where basically when Nicki did the whole Nicki Radio stuff, Queen Radio, blah blah, and she was very much about Nicki hate train, blah blah. It was true, like it was a real thing. And I feel like basically the Grammys performance, I think that's where things kind of went left. I might be wrong, but I think I've seen a short of her recently after that performance, and somebody was trying to interview her like on the red carpet, and she was not really wanting to talk, and she was doing a whole that kind of like fake smile thing, but I look pissed kind of thing. And then in the comments, people were like, "Oh."
Are you talking about Nicki or Lady LaShore?
I'm so sorry. I've jumped straight back to Nicki now.
Okay.
This Grammys performance that was being discussed, yeah, I'm not sure if it's this exact one, but I think from my understanding, they fucked her over with that Grammy thing. Because basically, either it was like they didn't allow her to rehearse enough, or they kind of switched up on her like last minute with the song, whatever it was. All I know is after that performance, I believe, she tweeted out like people's names that like we wouldn't know. Like, I don't know if you guys know Desiree. She's been shouting her out recently. Desiree works for Rock Nation. She's a behind the scenes person. Nicki's been like throwing shade at her recently. So So I was just gonna say similarly, when it comes to the Grammys, there was like names of execs, whatever, that she called out at the time, and she basically was saying like kind of they threw me under the bus, kind of like a Justin Timberlake and what's that beautiful black woman when he pulled off her bra thing. What's her name?
Jackson.
Yes, kind of like
Janet
that
Jackson.
where it was like, oh yeah. So kind of like how Justin Timberlake kind of threw her under the bus in a way he did. I'm sure he didn't mean to rip it off, but at the same time when it was time to speak up, he didn't speak up for her. Similarly, that's what happened with the Grammys. So my point is that basically what they wanted was her to keep quiet and take the backlash completely, but she didn't. She was very vocal about like, like basically throwing shade on Twitter, like at the actual people who thought it was she didn't perform well. So I just think that from that moment on, like the powers that be didn't want her to basically do well. And she just felt, I think you can tell when somebody's kind of feeling really isolated and they think that everyone's out to get them, but it wasn't ever a thing that I think she ever made up in her head. And I think that kind of got it got exaggerated basically. It all kind of happened a bit too quickly. Like I definitely think she wasn't ready for all these girls to kind of influx. And I do agree that she's not a girl's girl. I think she's very male identified, but I'm going to stop on this last point, but just the fact that like, you guys have to be realistic. Obviously, she's a New York girlie, and obviously, like kind of Wayne, and like it's the environment. I'm not using it as an excuse, but that's obviously kind of a mindset that she already has. So I just feel like basically she can improve so much in her personality.
I'm sorry.
I'm good. Yeah.
No. I enjoy talking to Barbs because that's what I wanted. I wanted people who have who come to her defense. So you feel as though the industry has isolated Nicki. So when Nicki lashes out, she's justified because she's just speaking truth to power. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And then I want to make it clear that there was definitely a turning point. Oh, sorry.
Hold on, really quick. So I can understand that. Like I said, I'm not a Barbs, but I definitely do think that Nicki is very talented. I have most of her albums. Do you ever find that Nicki has stepped out of line?
Yes, I was about to say that there was a turning point.
Okay.
At one point in time,
and guys, she's a Barb. So where do you feel she stepped out of line?
and that's the thing. I'll be honest. I think I wouldn't say old Barb, but like borderline. I think like honestly, like Barbs that are like 30 and plus, they wouldn't be on. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, there's been far too many life decisions that she's made that we can't defend, and I'm not here to defend those. But what I was gonna say is that basically there was a point, and I would say it's borderline around the Queen Radio, Nicki hate train thing, kind of just kind of at that cusp where she kind of got a bit over the top with that idea that everybody was out to get her. And I do think that kind of isolation and having your back up against the wall is kind of a realistic reason, guys, why when your ex-man who was not ever part of the industry comes out of jail, not that I'm saying it's okay what he did, but I'm just saying that this woman was upset. She always wanted to have a baby. Anyone that listens to any of Nicki's old mixtapes, her life dream was just to rap and have a baby. So all I'm trying to say, I'm not saying that it's right. Like I said, that man, honestly, that's when borderline it became indefensible to support her. But
Okay,
I'm just saying that like she wanted to have.
Hold on, really quick, Kai. So you're saying that even as a Barb, when she had a baby with Kenneth Petty, that's really where it took a turn and she lost some of you.
Yeah. Once she chose to marry him, and be even though we marry him, be publicly associated with him. First step, we didn't speak. Then actually to marry him, it was hard because, like, for example, I don't know if people on the panel watch like Yanni Red and that kind of stuff. So what I will say is that Nicki, even though I feel like that, she doesn't actually rap about bad stuff too much. I think she raps about like her life and like her past, her present, or whatever. So my point was just that basically, it kind of became where her actions in real life were no longer defensible. So we kind of just stuck with the music. And then as younger kids are kind of coming in and she's keeping up to the pop culture, she's relevant, those kids kind of don't give a shit. So that's what I feel like any barbs that you guys come across that are talking about, oh, I'm posting a Meg's mom thingy, they are likely, like, honestly guys, 19 and below. And it has happened before. When Nicki came to the UK and I went to her concert, me and them had to fight because, like, behave yourself. Like, you're not gonna like kind of push in the front and kind of have this entitlement. So I do just think that basically Nicki came into the game at also a very weird time with social media. I was gonna say that, like, no, she has to stick with police, she does have to, but the whole stan culture, she didn't create that. That was the thing before she got there. And when she got there, like, you have to be honest, when it comes to, like, you know, Eminem, whatever, but like, as you know how like Eminem has that like fire when he spits, right? Nicki had that. So I just feel like basically she has always been herself on social media. Herself is not perfect. Herself can be very petty. That's why she's Miss Petty. However,
Karina, can I ask you something?
So when you're talking about stan culture, yes, Nicki did not invent it, but as a barb, do you feel she weaponizes it?
Literally, I feel like basically where this turning point comes, I think I'm saying that I basically feel like that I'm trying to identify the point in which she started weaponizing it. Does that make sense? That's what I want to. I agree for sure.
So hold on.
She just did it last month and last week.
Yes, she did, and I want to identify
last month and last
where
week.
where she started going down that path. Does that make sense? I want to identify it because if you guys look back, you will see what I mean. After around the time when she had the fight with Joe Biden and whatever, I would say literally around that time, that's when, and like I said, I feel like it's a reflection of her feeling like so attacked and blah, blah, blah. But that's when it started to become a weapon. Before then, it wasn't really a weapon. The worst thing she had ever done before then was a little subtweet and da-da-da-da. And of course, she's dead wrong for her little Kim behavior, but we'll leave that to the side. But I'm just saying that, yes, she has weaponized it. And I feel like it became toxic when she started to become a little bit more toxic in life. And I feel like that's like life can make you jaded. It really does not make it okay. There's so many things that she's done wrong. Like that's granted. But I just want to kind of put into like kind of what's the word, into perspective, just i.e. just not excusable. That man, yeah, he comes out of jail and he's not related to industry at all. Bearing in mind, there's somebody that genuinely has actual right to be, has right cause to believe so that she's not safe anywhere in the industry. Does that make any sense? And once again, not being a girl's girl, which is not a good thing. So you're not actually having real women in your court to advise you. And that's my point. Like basically, also I left point. Basically, when she would go to come to her concerts, this woman would tell people to stay in school. She would say like, oh my gosh, like, you know, she would pay for, she was literally on Twitter paying for her Bob's, you know, school fees, this, that, and the third. Like that was her. So it was very obsessive. So it was basically, she was kind of attracting like, yeah, a mix mash. But for the most part, her deep fans actually gave a shit about their lives. You know, they wanted to do well basically. And she was quite inspirational. So it's just like basically to see her actually marry that man and attach herself to that man, it was kind of like, okay, well, we can't like verbally keep defending her actions. Does that make sense?
I got you. So
people still defend her. And she still does those nice things. She's not a total trash person, but she does.
She's not.
Ghetto. She do ghetto shit.
Take it down just a notch. Your mic is up. Real loud.
Yeah, no, she is not a trash person. No,
Okay.
no.
I didn't know if you can hear me because of my voice.
No,
Okay.
Guys, I have a question.
And
For
Joanne,
the people
jump in too.
For the people who feel that the industry is coming after her, my question would be, why would they do this? No one else is making this claim. So why are people doing this to her?
I got you. So, like I said, I obviously I'm not literally living in New York, so I don't know the reality. But I will say, I think that Grammys performance was quite early on. I don't know if it was the one that you guys showed me with the Satan thing or if it was a different one. I'm not quite sure. But I do 110% know that, like I'm saying, there's somebody that has a very, like, you know, already close, you know, following that she interacts with, right? She comes out of that performance and she actually, like, pissed. She was aware that it was shit. Like I said, I've seen interviews.
I mean, we get the history lesson, but I'm wondering why you don't understand it's her antics that make her so unlikable.
Oh, I got you, but I just
Well,
want to
that's
just
where
answer that one
I was
question.
trying to go with my question.
Yeah, it leads to that. Yeah, but I just want to
Yeah.
say this very much so basically, in that moment in time, what Nicki did wrong in that moment was basically not be quiet and take basically all the flack, like, you know, I guess like Janet Jackson did, blah, blah, blah. And she actually, literally on Twitter in real time, she was actually calling out the people whose fault it was basically that, you know, that didn't live
Get
up
what
to
you're
par.
saying. We've been understanding that for the
Oh,
past 10 minutes.
yeah.
However, it's not that she should have been quiet. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. She also didn't have to show up to the scene with 80 goons at every 5 minutes and threaten anybody who rubbed her wrong. She also didn't need to present herself like she was anything other than a lady, because I can't see you pretty when you acting so ugly. You know what I mean? Like, Nicki did dominate the game for so long, and I do recognize, although I'm not a fan of hers, I could have been if she weren't that thing I don't want representing me as a woman.
100%.
You know what I mean? I believe she is talented, but I don't want to hear anything she has to say when her actions are so funky.
And you know what? But at a certain time, we felt like her actions did represent us, if that makes any sense, as in people at my age. And then after a certain time, it didn't. I just want to land on the fact that it became hyper, like over the
There's
top.
a certain amount of disappointment there because she was, you know, quote unquote, self-proclaimed queen. As long as she has been in the game, she should have learned how to do it. There's a certain amount of decorum. There's a certain way that you carry yourself. Once you've been in the game 25 years, being high off or whatever in a studio full of goons threatening people who ain't even bothering you is not a way to carry yourself. It's not a way. It's not a way to get first. It's a way to lose viewership. At this point now, it's like, damn, boo, who hurt you? You know, is there unresolved trauma there? Is there something
You know,
that
that's
she
really
needs to
interesting. You
deal
know the who
with?
hurt you thing, yeah? I think that
Is
phrase
there-
comes when
We gotta
like,
let her.
somebody
We
has.
have to let her finish.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's like, is there unresolved trauma there? Is there things that she needs to address? Maybe she spent, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she spent so long in the spotlight, and we all know what positive reinforcement does for us. It makes us feel good in the moment about whatever's going on with us. Maybe she spent so much time being praised and positively reinforced that she didn't get a chance to deal with stuff, whatever it was that she had to deal with. You know, so maybe some of that stuff is finally coming down on her, that she had a minute to sit down somewhere. Maybe she can't handle the fact that there are other people who also deserve that same positive reinforcement. Maybe she just hasn't followed the rap game enough to know that everybody's time is up at some point. I don't know what it is, you know, but she's been here for long enough. It's time for her to share. Like like a little kid, you got to share. And I mean, I'm gonna be a little shady for a second. We all know her man like to deal with younger people. I'm not surprised that it's right up his alley that she out here acting like a little girl. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Okay. Trauma.
I mean, when he started
Well,
with
the
her,
thing
she
with
was
the
also a little
husband,
girl.
well, the thing with the husband actually is not an underage case. It's a forcible R word case. And I think that thing of it being about age is I'm gonna be honest, I think Nicki started that rumor to try to change the narrative. And a lot of people are still confused. He did not go to jail simply because this girl was underage. That is not
She
what
was
happened.
17 at the time, wasn't she? And
No,
we know her
they were
brother's in
both
jail for the same thing.
underage. This was a forcible R word. This was not just you know, you're too old, but there's some sort of consent. This was like an abduction and an R word.
Do you
And
know,
the
as
only
a
reason why
Bob,
he didn't get more time is because he was a kid. Had he
as
had
a
been a
Bob, I
grown
have to
man, he
agree.
probably would still be in jail.
As a Bob, I have to agree. And this is what I'm saying. We had to 10 toes down. Like I said, people that are, I think, honestly, 22 and upwards, that age group, we had to realize that, okay, no. First step, she did try her very best to muddy the waters when it came to that whole thing about the man. Second step is we could not lie to ourselves that she did try and pester that woman and try and keep her quiet. That woman wasn't lying.
Kay, you have officially been kicked out of the barbs. Or Kai, you are
No,
not.
that's my point. That's my point. I'm fine with I'm kind of fine with that, kind of not. I'm fine with that only because Bobs that like want shit for themselves. I'm the Bobs that Nicki was singing to originally, if that makes any sense. These are the kind of
Didn't
fans
she write a character letter about her brother bashing about how the little girl that he SA'd was a fast little girl and deserved it?
I didn't know about the character letter. See,
I don't
we only
know
heard about the money.
character letter. I do know that
Yeah,
she
I'm not
he
sure
paid for
about
his-
that. It's
he
not
paid for his legal
impossible.
defense, and
Yeah.
he paid for the
No,
legal
it's a
defense.
fact.
The mum, I think the mum. I actually it's very weird, guys, because algorithms and stuff. Recently, I saw a video of this weird. Imagine Jesse Lee Simmons, but like his cousin or something. That guy, he was just a weird like guy, like wearing like stuff that didn't fit him. But anyway, he was interviewing Nicki's mum back then, and I think it's actually Nicki's mum that said a lot of this rhetoric, like what you were saying, and she literally like was just saying like, oh, you know, the evidence was tampered, the everything.
Just
And
because
people,
you regurgitate something doesn't mean it didn't come out of your mouth. She didn't have to co-sign it by writing a letter. By the time when she wrote that letter, it then became her words. Whether or not she was repeating what her mom was saying, if you can go to and stand in front of a judge and say, "Hey, judge, my brother may have SA'd that little girl, but she was hot in the ass anyway." Come on now. There's
so
no
wait,
way that
Mims,
that's you
was the
can't come
letter
back.
a
Yeah,
thing? Did the letter happen?
yeah. There's something really wrong here, and I think what has happened is that people. This is almost like the phenomenon that we kind of saw happen with Kanye West and Michael Jackson. That people have connected with the music so much that we cannot accept, and I think it's a trauma response, that this person is something really, really wrong with this person, and this person probably should not be famous.
I was cracking a joke earlier, but I agree with you 100%, and that's kind of where I was going with that. This is starting to seem like a pattern. You went to bat for your brother. You don't see as much wrong as we do with what your husband did whenever he did it. You know what I mean? It seems like this is, you know, if from the outside looking in, it almost seems like it's normal for Nicki. And then it's like calling me fat. Like, you know, if this is something I'm used to, you can't use it as a weapon against me. That's the way it's almost like she's defending it.
So
I
Hold on, please. Hold on really, really quickly. I'm sorry, guys. So just to fact check, Nicki did write a character letter, but it was not what was described. She wrote the judge said his heart was like a stone when it came to the pleas for mercy from those who advocate on Mirage's behalf, which included letters from the defendant's sister and other supporters. What she said was
She shouldn't have written anything.
She described her brother as the most patient, gentle, genuine, giving, selfless man she knows, and someone who came to my mother's rescue often when she endured domestic violence so that she and I could sleep peacefully at night. In the letter, Minaj also reportedly accused the victim's mother of trying to extort her and asked the judge to show mercy to her brother and rethink punishing him for something he did not do. Now, I do want to be fair to Nicki and say, if your brother is telling you it's not true, and then once you hear the facts of the case, she then denounces her brother. Like, if somebody's like,
wait, didn't this letter happen after?
No, this was for the this was at
the time. Don't these letters, because I think
letters come after you
for leniency. Yeah, don't these letters happen after? This is why
those happen after.
They do, because he did the same exact thing. These letters come after
he was found guilty. So at this point, it has been proven in the court of law that your brother did these things, and you still want the judge to go easy on him? How come? For what?
Okay,
They had some hard evidence.
Now, hold on really quick. Now that does change. I thought the letters are at the beginning of the court case. You guys
No, they're after.
That
just happened a few months ago with Ashton Kutcher. And these letters actually are done after every everything has been presented, and
two different.
So those letters are meant to like
not
improve
different
the
trials, but there's two different hearings, I guess. There's the actual trial, and after you are found guilty, you then go back to court for sentencing. The lenient letters and the character and all of that to try to get the judge to go light on you happens during sentencing after the guilty verdict.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, then that's not cool.
So as a Bob, I didn't know about this letter until today.
Also, according to Meek Mills, and I don't know if he's
husband, this is seeming like it's a norm for her. We've already established also that she grew up in a household full of trauma. So that's why I'm thinking maybe she just didn't get a chance to deal with these things, and we're seeing that spiral happen now.
Yes.
Okay, and hold on. We have Jasmine who just came in. Jasmine, are you a Barb?
No, I'm not a barb.
Okay, we'll still jump in because we're not gonna be here all night. I have a funeral to go to tomorrow.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, jump in, Jasmine.
So I just wanted to say that I feel like history has a way of repeating itself. So back when Nicki first entered the game, you know, she had all this stuff to say about Little Kim and how Little Kim was bitter and all of that negativity surrounding that. And now fast forward to present day, it's like the same thing is happening. And so I think what's really happening with Nicki internally is she's now seeing that come into fruition, basically. Like the same lane that she paved for herself and tried to make it just her, it's now actually happening. And I think she's not willing to accept that the same energy she had put out over a decade ago is now returning back to her. Because now, like, let's say she bows out gracefully or whatever. It'll go back to how it was in the 90s. And I'm 29, I'll be 30 in July. But it'll go back to how it was in the 90s where everybody coexisted with each other and it wouldn't be this competition and it'll be a bunch of collaborations. And I think it's been just her for so long that now she's seeing, it's like a revolution almost. So for it to go back to how it used to be when you were already the only one, it's probably difficult for her. I'm not empathizing at all. I don't empathize with that. I think it's, everyone said basically how I feel for the most part, but I do feel like she hasn't really put into her head that things have changed and she has to get used to it. And that's all I have to say about all this, honestly. Oh, and also I feel like she may not be able to recover from this. I think Megan really went in on her with just 2 words. And so the only way she could probably recover is she take a good little break, not too long, but maybe a little break and maybe come back because she has a
Maybe
core
the best
fan
thing
base
for her to do
that won't
is
ever give
bow
up.
out gracefully so we can get back to the music and remember her legacy, because this mess is only going to make us remember the negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
can I say one thing? Jasmine, when you said how, you know, when she came in, you know, she came for Lil Kim and all that stuff, you know, calling her bitter. And I don't know if you all remember. Do you all remember? I think it was an interview with Joe Budden, or it was some type of, she was talking on some platform, and it was when Cardi was blowing up, and she said that basically we were allowing these girls like Cardi to come in the game and disrespect her. And I'm like, ma'am, do you not remember what you did? Do you not remember what you did when you
It's
came in the
true.
game?
Okay,
So
here's the
all right.
thing with that
And
though.
it's repeating itself.
But
She came in, disrespected Lil Kim, and then got sheathed by Remy Ma. She came in, disrespecting all these new rap chicks, and then got sheathed by Meg.
well,
I'm
I
gonna
would say with the
bow
thing
out.
with Cardi, there's another layer there because, and I do agree with Nicki on this. Cardi is not black. And she, to me, is one of these people that has come into the black community and sort of taken advantage of of us being naive. And
I know
she knows
that's
she's
right.
not black. She knows she shouldn't be saying the N-word. She knows that. But she also knows that she can get away with it. So with that, when it comes to Cardi, I can feel where Nicki felt disrespected because as a black woman, I also feel disrespected.
I
I
want to
get it,
step
but
down.
in New York, like just culturally in the New York area, like I'm from the East Coast, I'm from between DC and New York, especially in Brooklyn and the Bronx and stuff like that. Being Dominican is considered being black, maybe not nationally, but in that area,
Again,
regionally,
these are
it's
people
considered being
who
black.
are taking advantage of the fact that black people are a little bit naive when it comes to people from other parts of the world. Non-black Latino people, because there are black Latino people, they know that they are not black. And when they are amongst their own people, they do not identify as black usually, and a lot of them don't even like black people.
Well,
But
then
they
for
know
me,
that they can take advantage of us in this way.
I just
So
want to
I kind of understood that.
I
well,
just
then
want to
she
say
should have
one
a
more
bigger
thing before I step
perspective.
down because I knew what it felt like to be in the waiting room, not able to get in. I just want to say basically as a Bob, like, well, anyway, there's a problem with stan culture. You have to be able to admit when your fave does wrong. Let's start there. I feel like before I came on stage, the trauma angle wasn't like kind of being fairly explored. And I appreciate like people being aware that, yeah, there was trauma. She didn't choose to fix it. And that's why, this karma stuff's happening. But last, what I will say, that all these actions that we've kind of shared on stage that, was wrong of Nicki to do, they are all things that women who are male identified, they tend to do. So I'll just step down from there. It's not to make an excuse for her actions, but it's kind of basically to lay out like, okay, like this is how we got here. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if people that were Barbs back then, they were aware that people were kind of coming to her. So it was a trauma response. That's what I was going to say, exaggerated. She started overdoing it because she just felt so attacked. And so, and like she needed to go to therapy at some point and she didn't go. So here we are now. So I'm step down and let someone else come up. But thank you so much, guys.
It's a lot to be said also for sometimes the people who were harmed grow up to be people who do harm to people.
Yeah.
She has mentioned about, the growing up in the AB household. And of course, as we see, she embraces these men who tend to lean towards AB. So it's not surprising that she grew up to be a bully. AB of the media just mentally.
Hold on, really, really quickly. I'm sorry I'm going to drop the link, but I only want a 10 toes down Barb to come up because I like to have balanced conversations and I like to get other people's viewpoints. So only a Barb I'm gonna allow up. So if you're not, just FYI, I'm not gonna be able to have you up here. I really want. Oh, somebody already clicked the link.
All right, y'all. Oh,
I
guys, I gotta go.
Hold on,
Thanks
really
for
quickly.
having me.
Idiva, are you a Barb? Idiva?
No, I got cut out earlier.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the link was dropped. I need a Barb to come up because I like to have a balanced conversation. People say all the Barbs are crazy. I don't feel that way. Do I feel like some people go above and beyond? Yes, but I don't think everybody's crazy. I think the ones that do too much are the ones that get the most attention. But people can have a fan base. Nicki's 10, 12 years in the game, 13 or maybe more now. And I told the Barbs because the Barbs were some of the ones who were hitting me up saying they wanted to do this open panel. So, okay.
I'm
Jamie,
gonna ask a question and jump down.
Okay.
Nicki has at least minimal twice has been known and seen to defend pedicures, okay? And the pedicures have hard evidence on them. They've been convicted, but there is a high, at least maybe a third of Black women have had someone to pedicure their life, or as y'all say, AB.
Say that again. You went out.
That does not mean that you automatically using that because she has exhibited that trauma, because I don't excuse it at all.
Okay.
She does come out defending people who have assaulted people. She does defend them, and I do need not know why. Me as a person, that's one also I got against her. Why do you go out your way defending people who have assaulted people?
Because she watched her mama defend her father before she started protecting him.
But then that should make her want to not defend those people. If you seen your mother or your sister or even any male in your family get assaulted, why would you want to defend those kind of people?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
It could be either a trauma response, that's what you're used to doing, or it could be a safety mechanism. If I don't defend this person, I'm gonna get it next type thing.
She used, okay, really quick in the comments, she used pedicures because she did not want to say the other word that she didn't want to say. So she said pedicures to so that she would not get me in trouble in YouTube. Jamie, are you
on my channel? I'm gonna say it. But
hey, Babs, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you a Barb?
I was a diehard Barb before this last recent incident. I really hate what Nicki did and said about Megan's mother. I don't care what you've been through with someone. This is rap beef. You can't speak about the dead like that. It was really distasteful. And I agree with a lot of what I think it was Cookie Monster said. But I'm a Caribbean girl. I'm from Jamaica. My mother is a biracial woman. I don't know who said it about Cardi just a minute ago. But as Caribbean people, we really supported Nicki, even the young lady from England earlier. British people live, or at least lived, for Nicki Minaj. I respect all the rappers. I love the beef. I love Lotto. I was raised in Atlanta, so I'm a little biased. But recently, I can't support what Nicki has done. But she has done the work. Whether whoever she's married to, we can say what we want. A lot of people who are married to certain people, Cardi, her husband is not. He's not upstanding. But of course, based on whatever's out there in court records, Nicki's brother's accusations, that is the depravity of it is not nothing to rave about. Nicki, at the end of the day, I still support her music. I'm not like a big Megan fan. I'm not anybody. And a lot of these new girls they don't have it. They don't have it, but Nicki has done the work. And I think someone said earlier, maybe it's time for her to wrap it up. But what I want to say really is I don't appreciate this whole argument about Cardi's not black. Says who? Cardi's mother is from Trinidad. I have a half Indian, red dot, not feather, half Indian mother, half black, sitting right here in my living room. She's black. You can't tell her she's not black. And everybody from the Caribbean is not of African descent. Cardi is part black. I think a lot of people who are not from abroad, you don't understand the diversity in the Caribbean and in South America and other countries. Like, that's offensive. Nicki, so what is Nicki? Do you know her father is part Indian, like my mother? Nicki is part Indian. Me and Nicki are the same. We're a quarter Indian. Should I say that I'm not? Oh, I can't. What I'm my Indian people. I can't say I'm part Indian. Like, please speak appropriately about this stuff. Who's Cardi's not black?
Okay, I definitely understand that hit you in but don't respond directly to other people in the chat, because then it turns into a fight.
Oh, well, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm not looking at the chat. I heard it. Okay.
I mean, on the panel, I definitely understand what you're saying. Just I don't want it to turn into a full-on fight up here.
Okay.
In a country where literally, if you ain't white, you ain't right, then I would so much rather Cardi stand with the brown people. I'm just saying.
Well, no, my husband is a Black American, and we talk about it all the time. I mean, the Black diaspora is wide. And I mean, she's somebody like, you can't use the N-word. I don't think Cardi would step outside of herself and do that if she did not consider herself Black.
Right. Why did it
hold on, let's jump. I'm sorry. This is a very important conversation, but it's not actually the conversation that we were having.
That's right. True.
Odie, we got an Odie Minaj. I'm assuming you're
Hello. Oh yes, Head Barb, the HBIC. What's up?
Okay. Well, thank you for coming up. Is there something that you want to say about your girl? Because
I got my girls back 100%, because ain't no way nobody's not gonna sit up here and drag her, because this is like
Exactly.
like y'all are just watch up Nicki fans. Let's be so real. Y'all Bacardi gang, y'all hotties, y'all are just watch up Nicki fans. If it wasn't for Nicki Minaj getting the deals and getting in the doors that y'all girls could never get into, There
Exactly.
wouldn't be no Cardi B. There wouldn't be no Megan. There wouldn't be no.
Exactly.
There
So
wouldn't
just
be
because you got a job, does it mean you can't get fired? Because if you go to work and act up, you know, you might not be there no more.
But
Nikki wasn't
Nicki's
gonna
not
get
acting
fired.
up. People need to understand. I grew up with Nicki. I'm around this. I'm a little bit older than Nicki, so I've been in the industry. I'm no longer in the industry. So a lot of people on this panel,
Charlene, hold on, really quickly. So you're a Barb, right?
absolutely.
Okay, so and you said you're a little older than Nicki, so that means you're 40. And Adi Minaj, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, so that gives us a pretty wide range. So I'm happy you guys are up here. Please continue, Charlene.
Yeah, I'm well in my 40s. I'm a fine ass 45-year-old. Okay. So I grew up with Nicki. I seen Nicki come up, and I've been in the industry when Nicki was coming up. So a lot of people on here does not know how the industry was during that time for women. Nicki came up during the time there was no female rappers out. She was the only female rapper at the time. Little Kim, Foxy Brown, all of those icons took a seat. When she came out, she was the only female rapper in a male-dominated rap group. She came out. She opened the door for these Megan Thee Stallions and all these other little rappers that are now out. I'm not a Megan fan.
What do you do when you open the door in your house? That means you let somebody in, right?
At the end of the day, that's not what I'm saying. Nicki came after Megan for some other reasons with Tory Lanez. That's a different situation. That's why she came after Megan. If you really listen to what she said, it was all about the situation between her, and she lied. I don't understand how we condoning bad behavior. You guys want to talk about Nicki, but let's talk about Megan's bad behavior, her lying to her fans. You go on Gail and said that you never was with somebody, but then on the stand you said, yes, I was. So you're a liar. And what do people say about liar? If you lie, you cheat.
She lied to her mom.
Steal.
And she lied to her dead mom. She lied to her
She
dead
also
mom.
said she was pressured to go on.
Oh yeah, I'm pressured. I'm a grown woman making millions of dollars, and I'm pressured.
I'm not talking about that. Nicki's not saying that that's the reason why she mad at Meg. She said she mad at Meg because Meg tried to get her to drink while she was pregnant and suggested
Exactly.
she
That's
had an
exactly
abortion.
what she said.
However,
No, it's a lie.
Okay, and yes, and guess what? As a 45-year-old woman, myself, if you see I'm pregnant and you trying to make me drink, you have common sense, little girl. What I would not be dealing with you neither.
But she wasn't pregnant at the time, though. She wasn't even pregnant at the time. She lied about being pregnant
But
at
at
the
the end of the
time.
day, when it comes to Nicki, Nicki had to be that B. She had to be that B during the time that she grew up in. During that time, it was a hard time for women in the rap industry to actually make a stance. They were trying to run. I was there. Nobody can tell me the story. I was there.
I was there too.
They
I'm
were
older than you.
running over to Nicki, and Nicki said no.
I was there too. I'm older than you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so you was in the industry? Were you traveling with a lot of these rappers? I was.
But that had nothing to do.
I was in the industry, sis. I seen it. I seen how they treat women. You don't understand unless you're in the music industry, you have no idea.
Beginning of time, but that has nothing to do with turning out to
what does that mean? Okay, so the stuff. At the end of the day, we're talking about when you, sister,
feel like it was okay to turn around and do the same thing.
But when when you sit up there and say she has a bad attitude, so Megan don't have a bad attitude. Megan is known to be a nasty, angry drunk at every occasion and any occasion. So we're not talking about that, but we want to sit up there and bash.
It is ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous.
I want the conversation, guys, but I want if you are speaking and you ask the person a question, then you have to let them respond. But if you just, if you are, giving us your point of view, don't ask people questions because then they respond in the middle of what you're saying. I like this kind of dialogue because that's what this was. Y'all wanted me to do a live and do an open panel, so I did. And I'm glad that people are on different, wavelength spectrums, fan bases, or no fan base at all. But just make sure we're being, respectful of one another and letting each other talk.
And also, don't holler at me no more, please, ma'am.
I don't think she was hollering. I think her mic is probably just turned
I
off.
was being funny. I was trying to break the ice.
You know what I mean? This is what we want. So please continue, Charlene.
No, not a problem. Now, if you were asking me a question, I apologize. I didn't hear it, so I'm gonna let you take the floor and ask the questions.
No, no,
Good. I'm good. I also like a good, healthy debate. You know what I mean? I agree with Mims. I'm
All
going to be
I was
quiet while you
saying,
talk.
sis. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm going to be quiet while you're talking, just because
All
I was
I'm saying
talking.
is, if we're bashing Nicki for her behavior, we gotta bash everybody for their behavior. Let's bash the Megan fans. Come on, like, it's known she is an angry drunk. She gets very violent. She beats men. That is a known fact about Megan, but we're not talking about that. But we want to talk about Nicki's bad attitude because she's trying to boss herself up in an industry that's male dominated, and she's not going to take no crap sober. Maybe she gets high. I mean, nowadays weed is legal. I'm not a smoker, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that we're gonna move past that. But she's making a name, and that was her whole thing from day one. She was trying to be a legend, just like the legends before her. So she is that. Maybe she does need to step down. She has a family. And who she chooses to marry is no one's business. He's not a pedophile because they're both underage. People need to read the facts. You understand? So they're considering it statutory rape because of the age difference. I'm sorry. The R word. It was considered statutory R because of the age difference. But people, when you come on the panel and speak about somebody, especially just anybody, please read and get your facts before you come on and start just tearing someone's character, because that's one thing that is very hard to build and very easy to tear down. And we as Black people, we do it to ourselves all the time while the white man sits there and just laughs at us. And we doing it right now. Like, it makes no sense.
Can I say this? Can I say something? Well, I have a few things to add on. Well, if she was pressured to do the Gayle King interview, we all know Megan Thee Stallion doesn't have controls of her deal. How did you go to college and not be able to read your contract? Okay.
Hello.
She literally, I don't think she has control of anything she's supposed to do. And two, another thing, that was just something that you said a while ago. When did it become a Black issue? I'm so sorry.
Hello.
When did what become a Black issue?
What she said Black people are doing these things. Like explain it. Like, get in more detail, because I'm confused.
I'm saying Black people tear down each other. That's what I'm talking about. How we're tearing down Nicki's character. We're tearing down Megan's character. We keep on tearing each other down. That's what I'm talking about.
But we can't tear down the character of somebody who did the action they did. She got on the interwebs and started talking things about Meg's dead mom, not encouraging the barbs to stop the bad behavior, doxing the mom's funeral site and all of that stuff. She never had the influence that she has. She could have put a stop to that immediately.
Well,
She could have commented on that one post that whoever put that up and said, take this shit down, and it would have been done. But
let
she
me
never
say something.
She spent 3 days repeat. Hold on, wait, let me finish. She spent 3 days repeating herself. Mama. She spent 3 days doing that bullshit.
But let me say something.
Finish. But never spent 3 seconds to say, y'all chill. As a matter of fact, as talented as Nicki is, what I expected as a consumer was a good fight. I was like, oh shit, the girls is girling now. They about to put this on wax and it's about to be a good one. Instead, she decided.
I'm a Nicki fan. Nicki can't battle.
She was just full of mumbles. Like,
but
literally,
Nicki can't battle.
Yeah,
she's not a battle rapper. She's not a battle rapper.
Well,
I'm a Nicki fan. She's not a battle rapper.
Are you guys listening to the
I'm not a battle rapper, but even battle rappers let you finish your thought.
Well, are y'all listening to the same music I am? Nicki actually said bars, okay?
When
Nicki exposed her.
Nicki read tweets.
Both bars, to both songs. You read the lyrics to both songs. Nicki's were
Megan still
well below what we know her skill level to be. It sounded like some shit she jotted down high. And matter of fact, it was just repeating what she said already online.
Well,
that
it was
she
a
been telling
warning.
us
Let me
every
say
day.
this, Nick.
Every single bar she wrote down and put on music was what she had been tweeting already. She was
Okay,
only repeating herself.
Well, let's remember she has 3 songs. She has 3 songs waiting for Megan, and that's just a warm up.
But where they at?
We're waiting for Megan to respond. Where's your face at? I thought she was supposed to respond.
but let me say this as an all head with battle rapping.
Meg did what she
Battle
said she was
rapping
gonna do.
for
She
us.
said, I'm gonna say what I gotta say and I'm gonna put it to rest. She did what she said she was gonna do. Y'all talking about a lion. This time she told the truth. She said, I'm gonna say what I gotta say and I'm gonna put it to rest. I'm done.
I know,
So she
but
said she
if
wasn't
you're
gonna
gonna
say
put
nothing
it
back.
to rest, where's the
Okay,
follow-up
If
song?
the Barb's expecting a big fight, Nicki already lost it.
She didn't.
okay.
Actually, can I say
And she
something?
did it to herself. She
You
might
I
have
can't.
can.
won if she hadn't have went off the deep end.
You
But
can't.
I don't think the deep end was the mother thing because
Hold
the mom
on one second.
situation,
Hold on,
Megan put
Charlene.
herself
Charlene,
out there with
hold
that.
on.
The
Hold on.
deep
Megan is
end
the
was
one
the
that put herself out there
intoxicated
with that.
3-day rant. The deep end was the
Hold on, Cookie
intoxicated
Monster. Hold on, Cookie Monster. I said Jasmine could jump in. So hold on really quick, guys. Jasmine's been quiet.
To answer Odie Minaj's question about where's the follow-up, the song his was initially indirect. So it wasn't like she came throwing daggers at Nicki and it was like solely like a sheet there. No one knew initially that it was about Nicki until Nicki went on her 72 hour rant.
No. Megan only said one line.
Exactly. So
One
when
line.
Nicki responded to her, right? Nicki responded to that because of course she felt targeted.
Yeah, but
Okay,
where
and
is
that's
Megan
fine.
Thee Stallion's lineup? Because if somebody was talking about my dead mom and saying that I didn't get shot in the foot, I would have said so much shit to Nicki on a diss track. And I know everybody's saying, well, Nicki should have never said nothing about her mom. But you guys just remember, this ain't rap. This is not Cinderella. This is not like a beauty pageant. We're not going to be nice around here. This is rap. So
But
yes,
it wasn't necessary for her to respond when she's already winning. Like the whole point was she didn't release this song solely as a diss. Now, if it was diss for diss for diss for diss, that makes sense. She released it a single, which went #1, of course. But since she released the single, I don't think she had intentions of, okay, I'm gonna be replying back in a diss. And never mind. I don't like arguing with barbs because
I'm not arguing those. It's not argument. It's the
nah.
changing words.
I mean, then Nicki, supposed to be the queen that's been in the game for 25 years, lost sight of the whole purpose of this. Like
Nicki's still winning
Jasmine
though.
said,
Nicki's still
she
winning
dropped it
though.
as a single. She did not drop it to have a free argument in front of us Negroes.
I
She didn't
agree.
do that
I
for
have a
free.
quick question for the two women who have been in the game or who rapped before. If, say for example, if Megan had released a song after Nicki, would that have taken attention from her single?
I mean, yeah, even though Jay-Z is
Well,
buying
well, I
Megan's
was wondering the ladies who been in the game before. I was just curious from an artistic industry standpoint. Do you guys think from a rapper standpoint would that have done that?
Would you like to go to work on your off day for free?
Charlene, I think she's talking about you because Charlene, you
Yeah,
said you're in the industry.
I was in the industry, so I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry. Repeat
Oh no,
the
you're fine.
question
No, I
again.
was just asking. Say for because we're talking about Megan not following up after Nicki's diss. So if Megan had followed up after Nicki's diss, would that have taken attention off her single? Would that have messed up the buzz? Would that have
No, that
done?
would have just increased the buzz. That would just increase it. At the end of the day, the industry back then and the industry now is different.
Mhm.
Music has changed tremendously. And when I said Nicki is not a battle rapper, yes, she had bars, but battle rapping back in our days was Jay-Z and Nas. That was battle rap. That's like what Remy Ma is doing right now in the battle rap days in the basement. That's battle rap. So when we say battle rap, you're going for people's neck. That's a battle rap. For me, Nicki is not that. For me. Okay?
And
Nicki's a superstar.
she honestly, Nicki has pretty girl privilege. I will
Very
say.
much so. Very much so. And that was what I said in the chat.
Crazy.
No.
Nicki came out as a
they're
street girl who's pretty. That was what they used.
naturally pretty in the face.
Correct.
In the face.
Correct. And when she
Are you
smiles,
taking the shade of her
that was
body?
one thing the industry always said about Nicki. She has a smile that will melt your heart. when she smiles. That's one thing all the men have said about Nicki in the industry. They love it when she smiles.
She used that
Okay,
smile.
so can
Every
you say
time
the
we
same
see
about
her,
Rihanna?
she's scowling like a pit bull. When was the last time we saw that smile?
You
Yes,
coming too
she
hard
needs
at Nicki
help.
right now. You coming too hard at Nicki. Nicki going through things, girl. Give us some grace. Show her grace, please.
I'm gonna just say
No,
this. Nicki
literally.
ain't
No,
a
no,
rap.
and this is an honest question. I just want you to either think back or either take a look back at, I'm gonna say, the last 5 years worth of just images on Google. How many of them do you see Nicki genuinely freaking smiling? I don't
When
see
she's with her
happy
son.
woman.
When she's with her son.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But in this industry that she's fought so hard to be on top of, that she's fought so hard to love, like the passion that she's fighting for it with, when was the last time it made her happy? That's
I
like
think
going
when
to a
the whole
job
beef
interview that
happened
you
with
hate about.
Cardi and her, I think it took her passion. Her passion was left when the whole beef, the big beef between her and Cardi happened, and the fighting, and all this. That kind of took a lot out of her. I believe that like really did her in. That was like too much for her, my opinion, from what I've seen.
Well, after the
Do
beef,
you
her
agree that the
album still went
majority of
number
these
one.
fights she initiates?
I'm
She
sorry.
didn't initiate
I don't think
anything.
she
What are you talking
initiates
about?
anything. You have to understand when she has her people with her. I forgot the two girls' names that fought Cardi. She didn't initiate it. The girls who's with her, well, they're gonna fight for her, for their dog. Like that's what they do. She doesn't initiate
But
anything.
Nicki did not
Cardi
initiate it.
will
The fans
initiate.
did.
Cardi will throw hands, literally. Nicki is a pretty girl. Nicki will sit around and everybody will do everything for her.
No, hold on. Now I gotta push back a little bit because I started deep diving and I didn't realize that Iggy was the first one to throw a shot. I just thought this whole time Nicki had ended that woman's career just for shits and giggles. But Iggy threw the shot. With Cardi on Motorsport, Nicki threw a shot.
That's not true.
And they had to pull the record and have her redo her verse. It was that
It wasn't a shot. It was a compliment.
No. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a shot. It was.
Hold on. I don't want to I actually waited my own turn on my own channel to give everybody open panel, but I do have to say she definitely threw a shot at Cardi on that Motorsport track, saying if Cardi is the QB, then I'm Nick Lombardi. That's not cool. That's a shot being thrown. So for the Barbs, can we at least acknowledge sometimes she is the person who starts it?
Absolutely.
She didn't start it. I don't think she did.
No. We have to be fair.
Hold on. Just for the Barbs, only the Barbs answered.
Well,
Based on what
HBIC, I feel like she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. That's a compliment. That's like saying, okay,
That's
I'm
like
the
saying
queen and you're a princess. I'm the queen, you're a princess. That was the compliment.
That is sunning somebody.
Yeah, because Cardi's a son. She's not a queen. Cardi would never be a queen.
So you're not going to acknowledge that she started.
No,
that. You can't just
I don't think that's a beef. I don't think that's a beef line. I don't think that's something. I don't think that's
way too on.
Okay.
Y'all are dragging.
That's the difference between. Oh wow.
Okay, I can't. So y'all don't. So if Nicki was on a track with somebody and they did that to Nicki, would you feel the same? If somebody sunned Nicki on the track, would you guys feel the same way?
Nobody can sun Nicki.
No, somebody can sun Nicki. That would be Little Kim.
And a female.
Little Kim
cannot
Kim.
nobody. She can't stun her face. She can't stun her face.
Okay, so now
So this is why when people say they cannot have like conversations because no matter what she does, it's gonna be moved. The goalpost has been moved. So now you're saying that she's unsunnable.
I didn't say that now. Charlie, I didn't say that.
No, okay. I think that's part of the problem.
The younger Barbs is saying that she's unsunnable. The older Barbs got a little. They have a different perspective, and I can talk to them. Like,
Yes, and I agree. That's a fact. And I think what part of the problem is not enough women in the rap game did stun Nicki. And that's why she was able to keep going.
Right.
We needed
That's
more energy from other rappers to stun her. So now that Megan is stepping up to the plate and other girls, Lotto, is stepping up to the plate, Nicki has to really conduct herself, but she dropped the ball. She should have had more grace. Follow the steps of Beyonce. If you are not only older in age and you've been in the game for over 15 to 20 years, you don't have to do these ratchet and lame things with these other girls. And see, she is a
agree.
mean girl.
That
I
part.
don't
Look
agree
at
with the mean girl,
take
but I
Beyonce and
do
Carrie
agree.
Hilson as an example. Carrie Hilson started talking shit. Beyonce ain't argue with her. She just made sure the bitch never worked again. You know?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But I wonder. I wonder if it gets a little blurry for her because, and again, I'm not a Barb, but I can see how if I have a group of fans, like cheering me on for doing dumb stuff, I can see how it can get a little blurry there. So if I'm listening to what the Barb, no offense to y'all Barbs, I listen to what y'all saying, I'm taking it all in. But if the Barbs are saying, yeah, go ahead, do that dumb stuff that you shouldn't be doing at 41 years old, then I may continue to do it because I'm getting the feedback from my people that
Correct.
I'm doing the right
I
thing.
agree.
And again, I am not a Barb's at all. I'm a little Kim girl to the heart, but I can see how it can get confusing.
Joanna, I know you want to come in, but every time you come in, there's like there's a back echo, really, really bad. So maybe turn something off.
Well, can I say something?
I don't mean no harm to the Bobs. I don't mean no harm to the Bobs. You know what I'm saying? God bless y'all. I'm just saying, from my point of view, she got to reinvent herself. Okay. Just like
And I
Beyonce.
agree.
I
I
agree.
agree. I'm a Barb's, and I agree.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
If you have been in this game for a long time, you got to reinvent yourself. Okay. Beyonce
I think that's what
did
she's doing. I think that's what she's doing.
They did. They reinvent themselves. I have always said, I think she's a pretty girl, very pretty. I love the cotton candy hair, love it, and everything else. But to me, I don't get down with her. Don't worry, I don't get down with Megan either. You know what I'm saying? I watch her on Legendary. That's what I loved her on. But other than that, I don't get down with that. I just think she needs to reinvent herself because she is getting older. And so that's all I got to say about that.
I think Nicki should
Piggyback off of that. It was one of those things where when Nicki came out, she was very versatile. She was doing everything from the beautifully crafted bars, and on top of the singing, on top of the femininity that she oozed. Now she just a nigga, a thug at that.
She's a queen.
That's why she lost them.
She's a queen. She doesn't need.
Where? How you gonna put a crown on top of a Caesar cut? Because at this point, she's a whole dude out here. She harder than them goons she hangs with in the studio.
Queen of rap.
She's harder than them street dudes she hangs with.
Queen of rap.
So let me say this. Nicki, back in the days before she signed to Young Money, people, I don't know if people know, but in New York, Nicki, hold on, bro.
So now the Barbs are fighting each other. I had y'all.
No, don't fight me. I'm trying to educate the rap history game. Nicki was a gangster.
You're supposed to have each other's back. The two Barbs are supposed to have each other's back.
It's not
I
fighting.
know he's just coming after me. I don't know what's happening.
Because they got different perspectives, and one of the little,
I'm older and he's younger, so there's a 20 age difference. So that's why I can understand.
Different era of rap.
I get it. I respect it. I respect it.
Ice Spice.
I respect
it. Anybody can rap and become famous.
And then as someone who's between the both of you, Odie and is it Charlene or Cookie? Who was just talking? Either way, It's both sides of the coin. There are errors on both sides. Nicki does not demonstrate queen behavior.
Oh,
And
she's
if
a
she did, I
queen.
think
That's
she would be
right.
more
She's a queen.
respected.
She's
But
a
on the
queen.
flip
She's
side,
a queen.
I would
She's a
like to
queen.
see Cardi and
Cardi,
Megan
who
and
changes her
Lotto
face.
and all of these other
Lotto, who
girls
gets
make it
shot.
20
Lotto,
years.
who like is
We'll
weird.
wait.
She sleeps on 21 Savage. Like Lotto's weird. Megan needs to worry about her foot that has no scars. Cardi B changes her face too many times, and Nicki's the queen of rap, and y'all are just mad.
Nobody's taking Nicki's
I just
talent
want
away. You understand that
let these other
we
rappers.
have all sat here and said that Nicki is a queen. We have all said that Nicki is the queen of rap. There
All
is no female rapper right now that is as talented as Nicki. It is her antics.
YouTube. Jamie was talking and we interrupted her. We
Yeah,
got
no, I agree with different things on both sides. I think we need to give age respect and time respect because as you can see, even on the Grammys, we saw what happened with Taylor and Celine. We need to give Nicki the respect for being able to hold it down for so long, even if she was given whatever kind of privileges. I don't see longevity in a lot of these other rappers. So that's why for me, I would like the pressure applied from a Megan, from a Cardi. Where is Cardi's album? It's how many years?
I
So
mean,
Nicki, of course, she gets big headed and thinks she can do whatever. There's no pressure. These girls can't handle the industry for 20 years. We'll see what it's going to look like in 2035 and 2040.
Nicki can.
Yes, Joe. Talk
Y'all, I really appreciate everybody being up here. I have a funeral to go to in the morning and a personal training session. So I do these open panels because I get a lot of people in my DMs who want to do these hot button topics. I appreciated that for the most part. We had Barb's up here having just normal conversation with hotties and everything else, and I love it. And nobody got cursed out. So I'm considering this a success, even though it was a little bit of a mess when we were over talking to each other. But that's okay. Y'all are passionate about these subjects. Thank you, God. With super chat, Q. Are you? You, the content guy, says 45 in a barb is crazy as crazy all be itself. No shade at all, and stop yelling. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Y'all be all right.
Chats. Mrs. TDM, thanks for the super sticker. Would his be successful? There was no Nicki diss.
No.
Forbes said something I didn't agree with. We'll look at that real quick. Forbes, I feel, is Barb's. Forbes says Megan Thee Stallion's hits debuts at #1, helped by Nicki feud and the multiple versions. I don't know that I've ever seen Forbes do that.
Oh no, it was a writer, Corey Murphy. Shout out to my man. He wrote that. And that's it, and that's that. Because yes, if it wasn't for us Barbs, aka myself, Writer Rap, and Nate, and a few more Barbs, I don't know their names of right now, pushing that record and bringing attention to that record, nobody would have been talking about Miss
But Odie, why would you, if Nicki does not like this woman, why would you listen to the record?
We didn't listen to the record. We just talked about the diss.
Y'all talked about the 2 words. See, that's where the petty comes in at. Y'all talked about the 2 words Meg said.
Okay,
Because
2 words. She brought up
y'all need to talk about what Drake says.
child that got R-word. Are you slow?
Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
And may I say,
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Megan's Law is a dick.
Odie.
And it's dirty.
We're not doing that. Hold on. Let me get to my super chats. Y'all are on one tonight for real. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super sticker, Tamari. Clyde, thank you for joining the membership. I hope I get this right. Nakasi said, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Nidra said, Nicki's a hater. Team Lil Kim. Thank you for that. Potato Head said, one is fine with their fans peddling through graves. Oh my God. Thank you, Potato Head. Timeless says, Nicki had her time just like when she came into the game, and Little Kim's time was up. Right now, it's Megan's turn, and Nicki time may be up. Thank you, Timeless. Alicia Cooks, thank you for joining the membership. I added a S to your name, my bad. Alicia Cooks, Nicki antics make me disinterested in her talent. We've heard that a lot. We got Hughes. End up said, Mims putting into work tonight. They have put me through the ringer. tonight. I'm enjoying the topic and your mediation skills. Everybody does not think I have mediation skills because we lost control. Nathalie, the business doctor, said how I get in. I kept dropping the link, Nathalie. And Garden View, thank you for the super sticker. Monster, I'm assuming you're a Barb.
I'm not a Barb.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let you close out, Monster.
I just want to say that I think Nicki Minaj is a narcissist, and so are her fans, and they entertain her nonsense because they see themselves in her. And I think they only consider her the queen because she sold the most and she's been out the longest. And what's triggering her is the fact that everyone is coming up behind her so quick, and she's afraid she's going to get erased because she tried to erase Lil' Kim and it didn't work. And also, I don't think Lil' Kim was the same as her. I think Lil' Kim was a girl's girl. She never had any problems with anybody other than maybe Foxy. And even with that, she didn't try to erase Foxy. I think that Nicki wants to be the only one, and she sees everybody as a threat. And every time she sees somebody coming after her, she tries to stop them. And she tried to trick Megan into baiting her into a battle so that she can distract everyone from her single. And it didn't work. And that's why she's number one.
All right. And I think we will end on that. Thank you, everybody. I do not think I will be doing a Hotties versus Barbs open panel again. No, I really do thank everybody for coming up. Joanna, I don't know what happened. I was trying to wait for you to come back up, but something was up with her mic. Y'all have a good night. Don't fight in the comments.
And Nicki is the queen of rap. Mwah, no bars.
She's not.
All right, bye, y'all.
Where's your favorite?
Beyonce, the queen.
Yeah, Beyonce, who likes to kill people in the Illuminati. Mwah,
Oh my gosh, goodbye. Good night, everyone.
Illuminati's not real.